What's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to ya all. Good to see ya. What is up, the Mega Magikarp? That's Gazoozery. Mono Green Stoppies, SD Dragon, Powell. How is everyone doing today? I know it's a little early, so okay. dinner time indeed. First time in the stream, I watch you a lot on YouTube. Well, welcome to the stream, Blank Spaces. We're gonna have some fun today. I don't know if we're gonna win very much. That might not happen. But I got a couple very janky, pretty interesting Pioneer/Explorer decks I want to try out. We've been playing a lot of Timeless. We've played a little bit of Standard. Was wondering why things were so early today. I know, it's like an hour early. So here's why a little more than an hour early, actually. So here's why we're early today. So we're getting a storm here that's supposed to have like 60-mile-an-hour winds. And my electric company called and was like, just as an alert, you're probably going to lose your power this afternoon. So when the electric company calls and says you're going to lose power, I imagine that means the odds are pretty high because they don't usually do that. So I figured if I'm going to lose power this afternoon, probably try to stream before I lose power, because streaming without power I have found to be difficult. It is a challenge to stream without any electricity. Mono Green Stoppy, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop share for you. Thank you. So hopefully everyone's having a wonderful day. So here's what we got for today. We also have Mark Rosewater's teaser that we're going to go over for Murders. Oh yeah, next week the stream will be early as well, but like way early because spoilers start for Murders. So there's a WotC stream at noon. It'll be going on next week at this time currently. So we'll probably stream like way before that so we can watch it together and do that whole kind of thing. You got all my handheld devices are currently charging, so we're getting them up. The other problem is I live like so far out in the boonies that like if the power goes off, it always takes hours to come back on. I'm pretty sure I'm at the very bottom of the turn your power back on list. So whenever it does go off, it always takes way longer than they said. So yeah, my phone's charging. We'll be good. Like I'll be good. But hard to stream with no power. So here's what we got for today. Here's the plan. Ooh, found the Teferi Infinite combo deck you found. Ooh, nice. Yeah, Teferi Infinite combo is sweet. So here's what we got today. We're starting off with Pioneer Land Destruction. I honestly did not know that this was possible. If you say Pioneer Land Destruction, it doesn't make sense to me that it can actually work. There's no Stone Rains, there's no Molten Rains, there's no Sinkles, there's no Strip Mines, there's no Blood Moons. But this deck, it's actually like just brute forcing its way through the opponent's basic lands. We have Cleansing Wildfire, blow up the land, controller gets a basic. Assassin's Trophy can blow up a land, controller gets a basic. Dire Strain Rampage can blow up a land, controller gets basics. So the hope is that we're gonna run our opponent out of lands by just brute force casting these again and again and again until eventually those, along with all of our demolition fields and all of our Field of Ruins, turn into actual strip mines, and we land destruction our opponent out of the game. That is the plan of the day. We also have like Chandra to copy them, some card draw, a bunch of removal. It is a really ridiculous plan. Oh, we have a new gift sub from It's Miniko with the gift sub to Mr. Second Amendment. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you. Are you gonna do any more Goodwill auctions? Would you like more Goodwill auctions? I actually kind of like the collection vibe. It's fun. I enjoy making them because it's fun to open up a collection. Even when you lose, I mean, obviously you'd rather come out ahead, but even when you lose, it's just like fun. Like, where else do you find these random hard case cards that who would ever put in a hard case? People's like deck list notes. There's all kinds of just weird stuff that comes from my collection. So if y'all watch them, I would love to do more of them because I find it fun to open collections. So hey, good morning, Atari. How are you? So this is our first deck. We're starting off with Pioneer Land Destruction, but don't worry. There's a couple of other super janky Pioneer plans. So there's also this Villainous Wealth deck. I really want to get people with Villainous Wealth. I have not really managed to win with this deck very much. I've only played a few games with it, but basically try to ramp and kill things and then Villainous Wealth, tutor it from the sideboard if necessary with Mastermind's Acquisition to win with our opponent's deck. We also have, and this deck is so bad so far. So a viewer sent me this idea, and the idea is really cool, but I haven't been able to execute it yet. Delgoni, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Good morning to you. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you. The idea of this deck is someone sent me this viewer deck, and it the viewer deck wasn't really in a position where I could actually play the actual deck because it was in Modern and it was just not going to work in Modern. But the idea is to get a Pack Rat under an Agatha Soul Cauldron with a counter on a Siege Rhino. So then you have a Siege Rhino that's actually a pack rat, so you can pay 3, discard a card to make a Siege Rhino. Maybe you have like an Elish Norn out or something, and it's just 3 mana, make a Rhino, make a Rhino, make a Rhino. Win by making infinite Siege Rhino pack rats. So we're gonna have some fun today. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if we're gonna win much, but we are gonna have some fun and do some janky stuff. Reminders on the way out the door. Replay YouTube, that's where you can find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube, tons of stuff going up on the YouTube. Spoilers, of course, starting next week, so keep an eye out for that. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Even get a free goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes, and they'll hook you up. So anyway, how was everyone's weekend? Let's do a game with this land destruction deck and see how it goes, and then we'll go over Mark Rosewater's teaser after this game, because I do want to go over that. How was everyone's weekend? That's question number 1. How was the weekend? Anyone do anything fun? Yeah, let's blow up some lands. Let's blow up some lands. Just started back into Magic on the Arena app after almost a decade of being away. Well, welcome back, Melfurion. Good to have you, good to have you. Hey, what's up, Joeyverse? How are you? Good to see you. What's the hype level for Murders? Finished 2 essays I need to do. Great weight off my chest. It always feels good, doesn't it? When you get that last paper done. That's the best part of college. Oh my god, I actually had the you ever have the dream, if you went to college, do you ever have the dream where you like, oh, look at this hand. That's a lot of black mana. But our opponent is a Karuga deck. Oh, that probably means Quintorius combo. Can we, you know what, we're gonna try this. This is so greedy, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. What's up, Bloodmoon? Good to see ya. How are you? I'm Ravnica out. I mean, it seems like a pretty interesting twist on Ravnica. I almost wonder if they shouldn't have called it Ravnica, because it's not about guilds, right? When I think of Ravnica, the first thing I think of is guilds. And this is definitely not a guild set. Oh, we'll see. So how many basics? The real thing we care about with this deck is how many basics are our opponents playing. Hopefully the answer is not very many. You got any advice for building my collection on MTG Arena? I don't want to spend until I'm decided I'm committed to playing again. So when it comes down to, wow, I guess we just have to field. So when it comes to Arena, oh, come on, no basic. Come on, be one of those greedy people who do not play any basic lands. Come on, opponent. You can do it. Come on, no basic. Come on, they probably got one. They always have one. Oh, all right. Well, first land destruction spell, not a strip mine, sadly. The second one, though, might be. Hey, Seth, have you tried the wacky Splunking World Tree God combo? That was actually on my list. The problem I'm having with it, and I haven't figured out a way around this on Arena. Oh, it's a Fires deck. Oh, that's awkward. That's super awkward. We probably need Fires to not be a thing, right? Fires is gonna beat us. How many basics does Fires play? T-Bunker, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big Soup Jeffrey, thank you. No, I randomly have the dream that I like forgot to submit my like final paper, and I didn't graduate as a result. You ever have that dream? Like, oh my god, I failed that class and I didn't get my degree because I didn't do that one paper. It's like, dude, I haven't been in college in so long. Why do I still have this? Why does this dream still happen once in a while? All right, we're going to Demolition Field. We're going to blow up. Come on, can you please only be playing one basic? How about that? You got a lot of colors. You're playing triomes. Come on, only one. Oh, opponents, they got one. They're thinking, oh, no. Oh, they didn't have one. Well, Fires has this funny line of text on it. You can only cast spells with it that's mana value is equal to or less than the number of lands you control. So if we don't actually have to blow up the Fires, all we have to do is keep blowing up lands, if we blow up enough lands, we also turn off our opponent's fires because they won't be able to. They scooped the whole match. They scooped the whole match. Oh, well, you should have played more than one. Should have played more than one basic. Well, that went way better than I imagined. Oh, we stole their will to play Magic. That's the dream with land destruction, right? You don't just want to win. You want to crush your opponent's spirit. Send them back to Hearthstone. So the question about how do I, so chat, help me with this. What is the best way? You're new to Arena, you know Magic, you've come back to Magic after not playing for a while. You're new to Arena. How do you get cards without mortgaging your home, going into credit card debt, taking out student loans? What is the best way to do it? So I think the answer, as far as I know, if you don't want to spend money right now, which makes sense, is make sure you hit your daily rewards. I think that's the biggest thing. I guess be good at draft. If you like drafting and you're good at it, you will build a collection really quickly. That is very true. But I think that really, outside of drafting, which I hate that answer because not everyone likes drafting, even though it is very true, but just not everyone enjoys drafting. I think it's make sure you hit your rewards, like hit your dailies, play enough wins to get your gold. Ideally, you save that up to do drafts with them if you're not horrible at drafting and sort of enjoy it. I hate giving advice that requires someone to do something they don't enjoy doing while playing a game. Because when it comes down to it, why do we... Wait, what is... Oh, Sunken Citadel to speed up our demolition fields. That's kind of sweet. Let's put this on black. Actually, do we need to go green? Yeah, let's go black. That's fine. Put it on black. Go. I hate to give the advice of like, hey, do this thing you hate. Because if you do this thing that you hate long enough, maybe you get to do something you enjoy. That's like just we play games to have fun. That's the whole reason we play games. So I hate to give the advice of just like, hey, you know, play draft for a while, even though you hate it. But that is the best way to like put things together. How often are you doing timeless stuff, digging the stuff you've been putting up on YouTube? Oh God, there's so much more timeless coming up. Like out of my future videos that I already know I'm working on, I think most of them are actually timeless right now. I'm sure it'll shift up again once we actually get murders. Well, that's a Chandra. Once we get murders, I think it'll change a bit, because then we'll try out some of the new murder stuff. Well, Sunken Citadel on... so we have one on black. Let's go green. Get down our Zerta. Our opponent is not hitting lands, period. If we can find a land destruction spell... Reckoner Bankbuster. Okay, so destroy target artifact, enchantment, or land. If a land was destroyed this way, controller can search the library for 2 basic lands, put them on the battlefield tapped. So we would rather do this after... Yeah, I don't think we want to do this yet. I think what we do is just play the land, get in with Zerta, hit you with Zerta, escape. Oh God, that's a lot of land destruction. Play a demolition field. Go. Oh, opponent. You better start drawing your lands, opponent, because this is about to get bad. This is hopefully you're playing basics. Do you have basics, opponent? Blooming Marsh. Sure. Well, let's have some fun. So we get to Cleansing Wildfire. Does our opponent have a basic? Do you have a basic? Are you playing basics, opponent? Are you playing basics? They look like they're 2 colors, so they might be okay. I feel like Sunken Citadel, I underrated. There's a very easy rule with Magic, which if a land makes 2 mana, it's going to be busted. Is there an example of any land in Magic that makes 2 mana that is not busted? I don't think there is. Yeah, I don't think we're going to Demolition Field this turn. We're going to spend all of our mana casting actual spells, because now we're going to Assassin's Trophy the Blooming Marsh. Opponent, basic number 1. How many you playing? How many you playing, opponent? How many you playing? You better have more than one, buddy. Dan Wildfire. Hey Seth, I built something monstrous. It happens when you animate all your... What happens when you animate all your lands with Intruder? No, 2 basics. Opponent. That's not fair. Wait, so destroy target artifact, enchantment, or land. If a land was destroyed this way, its controller may search their library for 2 basic land cards. Put them on the battlefield tapped. Do we even want to, like... Do we even do this? We're going to give our opponent 2 lands, right? If they have lands in their deck. I don't even know if that's worth it. Like, should we just blow up our own land? I guess we could blow up the Bank Buster to keep them from drawing cards. That might be... That actually probably makes the most sense, doesn't it? Yeah, that's probably better. As tempting as it is, I'm not convinced with our opponent only being 2 colors. I'm not convinced that they're actually out of basics yet is the problem. Plus, we have another one in hand. Plus, we have Chandra about to come down. And we can flash this back. Like, this will run our opponent out of basics. Sentinel of the Nameless City. Makes a map. All right, well. Okay, let's... This keeps getting better. One, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if you can kill Planeswalkers, opponent. Do you have the ability to kill Planeswalkers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chandra. I feel the scoop coming. Tick up for red and red. Cleansing Wildfire, your Castle Lockwayne. Cleansing Wildfire, your Swamp. How many basics we got? All right, we're at 2 so far. Do we have 3? Oh, the number is 2. The number is 2. Oh, and our opponent, they're done. You are done. Vote it. Oh, this is so incredibly brutal. Gets in. Opponent's not giving up. They're fighting. They're fighting to the bitter end. Hits us, ignoring the Chandra. Assassin's Trophies, the Chandra. Sure. We have basics. We're responsible gamers. Well, let's... Okay, how do we end this, opponent? So, tap this. Demolition Field. The Overgrown Tube. We're gonna get a flawless victory. Here, I think. We might not be able to get rid of the maps. The maps might be a problem. And then we can escape to draw some cards. And then we can... Wait, is this deck actually busted? Maybe this deck is busted. Maybe this deck is actually busted. I have heard to my... I have to head to my shift. Have fun, everyone. Also have a fun time trying to beat a single color deck. Oh, no, that's the nightmare. If we are in a burn, we're done. There's no way we're beating a deck like Bird. Have a good work, Mega Magikarp. The long nap for the 36th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super duper. Thank you. I mean, this is just it's basically Kahira. It doesn't do anything in our deck. It just like, well, I guess, yeah, it doesn't do anything in our deck, right? Like it doesn't, I guess it decreases the cost of Demolition Field and Field of Ruin by 1, but it's more or less just like a free roll because this deck is, I mean, I guess we can kill someone with Chandra, but it's pretty dedicated to getting our opponent to scoop. Updated gates list for Timeless. I will see what I can do. I feel like it'll probably look quite a bit like historic gates. The thing about gates is like 30 of the cards are the lands. They're the gates. They're going to be the same. Primeval Titan, the gates payoffs. So I'll see what I can do, but I think it'll actually be very close to the builds we've played in historic. Oh yeah, we have check out the Splunking. The Splunking Gates deck. I think this is my most recent version. It's only like a couple of months old. I don't know if there's any big additions really for Timeless. Is there anything I would add from the Timeless card pool? But this would be, check out the Splunking Gates deck as a good starting point, but I'll see about making an update as well. Do we need a sideboard? So our opponent's just playing mid-range. I think we might just run it back. Let's go. Run it back. Yeah, we're getting a storm here, Dog. How are you, by the way, Dog? Getting a storm here, so got up to a bit of an early start because my electric company called and said, gonna most likely lose power this afternoon. So I figured start a little early, maybe we can actually get the stream in before the power goes off. That said, if I disappear randomly, that's because the power went off. I need to play some more Historic Brawl. Has anyone done anything cool? Ooh, getting over COVID. Oh, how you feeling? How bad was it? I know some people, like, they get it and it's like, oh, it was like I had a cold for a while and it was fine. Other people just get absolutely wrecked by it, but never fun. Yeah, got a bunch of snow. Yeah, there's all of a sudden, like, there was no winter. There was no winter, surprisingly, for, what do we need this on? Red? Probably red. There was like no winter for December, November, and now that we're in January, got a huge amount of snow over the weekend. Now 60-mile-an-hour winds today, and then there's supposed to be another storm coming in next weekend. So there's all kinds of winter now. We would rather our opponent not start drawing cards here. We're going to, oh, actually, this is even better than I thought. Okay, Sunken Citadel, 2 mana, Demolition Field, blow up your Glade. So we have black, red, green. I guess it doesn't matter what color we get now. Bad cold, still coughing and congested. Think I'm getting better though. Oh, how long have you been sick, dog? Let's grab a mountain. And then Fatal Push you. And go ahead. So opponent 2 basics on the battlefield. That's bad news for our opponent. That means all of our land destruction should be live here. Opponent, Thoughtseas. I mean, I guess you take the extinction event because there's 2 Chandras. Any land destruction spell. Anyone. Oh, I live in like the winteriest part of the country. Upstate New York. All right, there's the Dread Knight. All right, Assassin's Trophy. Do we just Assassin's Trophy? It does put our opponent down a land. What if they like Shieldred or something? You know what? This is what we came here to blow up lands. We're gonna blow up lands. Let's get a non-basic. Actually, no, let's get a basic. Assassin's Trophy. Are you regretting only playing 2 basics about it? Any chance of a rough drafts of Ravnica Remastered? I've heard it's a fun set to draft. Yeah, we can probably try to do a rough drafts, either on stream or on the YouTube. Hey Seth, my friend said you're attending MagicCon Chicago. I was wondering what is your policy is for people approaching you for pictures. That's why I go to events. Hey, it's a king. So if you're going to Chicago, please come up, say hello. If you want a picture, you want me to sign something, whatever. I'd love to meet you. That's really seriously the whole reason that I go to events is to get to hang out with everyone and meet everyone. So yeah, never feel bad. So the only thing I'd say, like, even in a game, I don't mind if someone comes up and was like, hey, can I take a quick picture? If I'm like literally in the middle of a turn in a game, I might be like, hang on, let me finish this turn and then I'll get to you. But yeah, feel free to just come up and say hello for sure. Let's play... Oh, we lost both of our Chandras, which is kind of a bummer. Let's play Zeator's Proving Ground. Get the Zerta. Pass it. We need more LD. We need more LD. Any hope we see you try this infinite... Any hope that we see you try to find the infinite in this wild 4-color legend deck in standard? Ooh, there's an infinite in here? Oh boy. Okay. Remin Realmbreaker. Oh no.
If this is my final fight,
we
must
that Gippsland's hexproof? Oh no. Oh, opponent. Oh, opponent. You turned our extinction event into land destruction. They found a way to make a sweeper into land destruction even. Our opponent cannot catch a break. Opponent gets and hits us.
allies everywhere. Stand
Down. Oh no. Oh no. Dire Strain Rampage. This X hexproof. Oh, we're kind of dying here. So we can play the Zerta. Oh, we've blown up so many lands, but we're not winning. That's the problem. We're still kind of losing. We've really gotten our opponent's mana, but I don't think it's going to be enough to win. Play the land they already know about it past the turn. We need some removal. This Ren has been really good. We're down to 8. Zerta is our best defense at the moment, which is not a lot of defense. Is Extinction Event worth playing in EDH? Meh. I mean, I think that Extinction Event's fine. Yeah, I think the double Thought Seize on Chandra really got us. That was our plan for finishing the game. And this Ren and Realmbreaker. You know, play lands and cast spells from your graveyard is gonna be bad. Ooh.
Break free.
Wait, so we might be able to bait him into this. All right, go to combat. No. Go to combat. Attack Ren and Realmbreaker. Opponent. Block with a Sentinel. If they block with a Sentinel, okay. Yes. Shh. Okay. They didn't hear me. Now we can Brotherhood End. Sweep them all away.
Terrible pain.
And pass the turn. Ren down to 4. Creatures off the board. They can fire up. Ooh, they draw land. They can turn a land into a creature, which is awkward. Yeah, turns on the land. We are down to 3. Oh, this is going to be so close. So Extinction Event Commander, I'm kind of meh on. It's okay. It is nice that it exiles, but it's really like half of a Wrath. Because it only gets either odds or evens, so it doesn't always get rid of everything that you need. Oh, all right. Bankbuster. Yeah, this Ren is going to beat us. Found it. Another Bankbuster on top. Grows the pathway. Mills. We draw. Oh. Extinction Event. And then dead. Yeah, the Ren. The Ren got us. Oh, the repeatable 3. We lost to lands. We blew up so many lands and we actually lost to lands beating us down. Let's look at the standard deck. What is the... Okay, let me see. What is the combo in this deck? So find the combo. Chat, do you know the combo in this deck? So whenever I'm looking for a combo, if I see Rona, the first thing I go to is, okay, it probably combos with Rona, because combos usually involve something being repetitive, right? You can do something over and over again. Rona, when you cast a legend, untap it. Is there a way to make Rona make mana? Relic of Legends. Okay, so we have Rona. Rona can tap to make a mana with Relic of Legends. If we cast a legendary spell, we were able to untap Rona. So I see where this could be going towards infinite mana. What is the way to keep casting a legend? Does it involve Inti? Inti. Okay, when you attack, you can discard a card to put a counter on it. When you discard one or more cards, exile the top card, you play it. It's got to involve Slogurk, right? Slogurk is like the weirdest card in this deck. Why would you be playing Slogurk in this deck unless it's part of the combo? Remove 3 counters from it, return it to its hand. When it leaves the battlefield, return 3 lands to your hand. When a land is put into your graveyard from anywhere, put a counter on it. What's the combo? What's the combo? What am I missing? It's got to involve Rona Relic of Legends. That part is obvious. Is there like a way to... Is there a way to loop Slogurk or something? Like repeatedly, like using Inti to discard cards to grow the Slogurk and then bounce the Slogurk to recast it. I don't see a way to do it. We should probably sideboard too. Is there... Let's bring in Glissa. Glissa seems good. So in theory, our opponent's probably taken out their removal, I would think. Seems unlikely that they're going to have a bunch of targeted removals still after this. And then maybe like a Zika's Chariot. Just like ways to clutter up the board a bit. That's kind of what went wrong last game, is like we just couldn't really clutter up the board. Okay, no Zerta, that's fine. So wait, what actually is the combo? Cast Ashnod and then bounce it with a... yeah. Okay, that's sneaky. So you have a 1-mana legend. You bounce the Ashnod for 1 mana with a Tuara. And then Sloggart can get back the Atara to bounce the Ashnod. That's actually very sneaky. Yeah, I don't know. Is it close enough to just consider this to be Pioneer now? I think it's close enough, right? Well, we have one Demolition Field. We know our opponent's only has 2 basics. So there's a lot of lands in hand, but I think it's fine. Let's just actually Sunken Citadel on green. Go. We do Secret Santa EDH tournament every year where people suggest ideas for the decks they want, and then we build them for under $30. Can you check the list I built? Hey, that sounds super cool. Yeah, I'd love to see the list. Well, let the fun begin. Cleansing Wildfire, your Deathcap Blade, draw a card. Basic number 1. We know there's 2. And then we're to Strip Mine mode. Opponent. They could have one in hand. That would make life even better. Okay, Dire Strand Rampage. Opponent. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. And Mosswood Dread Knight. Sure. Well, let us... Demolition Field. Blow up the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Grab a Swamp. Opponent gets their last basic. Are we going to be fast enough? Do they have the Wrenn? That's the real question. Wrenn would still be annoying. Grab a Swamp. Oh, Cleansing Wildfire off the extra mana thanks to Sunken Citadel. Oh, so good. So good. Oh, this deck gives me joy. Opponent, how was your 1 mana? Mosswood Dread Knight, sure. Well, let's Dire Strain Rampage, that Blooming Marsh. We can do this all day, opponent. We can do this all day. Sooner or later, you're not going to draw land. Aw. Fail to find. Opponent hits us for 3. Do you have a land? Oh, Overgrown Tomb untapped. Okay. I mean, we can flash this back. We're so close to locking up. After watching Criminator Richards' Mosswood Dread Knight deck idea, I really want to make something similar and explore Pioneer. Was wondering, do you think it could work outside of Modern and Timeless? Yeah, I mean, I think Abzan Midrange could be a pretty good option. Ooh, chat, what do we do here? But yeah, I think you can definitely build like an Abzan mid-range deck that's similar. How do we do this? So our options are, we can Extinction away, Event away both Dread Knights, which is pretty sweet, and play a tap land, but then they could get up to 3 mana. We can Dire Strain Rampage, but then we're taking 6 damage. And they could draw Thoughtseize. You know, but living for another turn or 2 lets us blow up even more lands. I think we got to take the turn off. We have to. Let's go evens. Get rid of the Dread Knights. Play it under the Bugbear. I think we have to take 1 turn off. 1 turn off. Hey, Zeth, Graveyard Trespasser. Okay, that's kind of obnoxious. That's what we get for letting our opponent get to 3 mana. Well, okay. Escape. And play a tap land. Pass the turn. That was a pretty good escape though. Look at this exile zone. The only question is how much can we actually do? Because we need to chaos probably another escape too. Opponent. Scavenging Ooze. And a tap land. Okay, so. How much can we do? So we can Cleansing Wildfire. So if we escape. Alright, let's escape. Draw some more cards. Ooh, double Fatal Push is kind of ridiculous. Okay, that's actually super sweet. Is this a Sunken Citadel? Okay, so we can play the Field of Ruin. we can Sunken Citadel, Field of Ruin, blow up the creature land. Grab a, well, mountain, I guess. Grab a mountain. Cleansing Wildfire. We probably need to kill something, right? We gotta kill something. Okay, let's Cleansing Wildfire. Blow up the Deathcap Glade. Draw a card. We're gonna lose our Rasp, but that's okay. That's okay. Because we get to kill the Graveyard Trespasser, and then we still have a Fatal Push. Ooh, boy, that's a Brother Sedan. So we play the Swamp. Fatal Push the Trespasser. I think we might be stabilizing. Discard a land. All right, your go about it. Jonathan Snow, welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. Thank ya. So you build a lot of decks. How long does it take you to make a fun and imaginative deck? How much do you pay attention to what turn X cards will show up on? So, well, Assassin's Trophy is pretty good. Wow, we're gonna, okay, so, oh, this is really good. Demolition Field. This deck is brutal. Blow up your Overgrown too. About it. Gonna float a mana. Sure. Fails to find. We will grab a forest. Assassin's Trophy. Blow up your forest. Phone it. Loads of mana. Fatal Push. Kill your ooze. Oh, this is so rough. So it really depends on the deck. There's some decks where it takes me days of like testing and brewing to actually get it to where I want it to be. You know what? Let's go attacking. If they have a Fatal Push, I think that's fine. If we lose our Den of the Bugbear, we lose the Den of the Bugbear. Opponent's got one. Wow, they Visage you it. Okay, sure. I mean, that's doubly fine. Yes, we will grab a Ziatora's Proving Ground. Well, can we get a flawless victory in Pioneer? Is this actually happening? Do they draw land? Ooh, they do. Land. Oh, but that's an iron. Oh my god. Blow it up. Flawless! We're gonna get a flawless victory. We're gonna get a flawless victory. Oh, and they scoop. Wow. This deck's actually like working. We're actually like ranking up. Hey Seth, just started playing Magic recently. My dad introduced me to your videos. I love your energy and your vibe. Well, the cleaner, welcome to Magic and to the stream, and thank you for the kind words. And I kind of love this deck. I cannot believe that this is actually kind of working. I would not have thought Pioneer Land Destruction would be an actual thing. Shoot, here's a good question. How do you get all those different cards on MTG Arena? I can't even import a deck because I don't have enough wild cards. There's a cheat code to that blank space. Not a good one. It's called spending lots of money, unfortunately. It's so expensive. I'm lucky that I can write it off as it's a work expense because this is what I do for a living. But other than that, I don't know what I do. Like if it wasn't my job, I probably wouldn't have all the cards. I'd probably just play even more on Moto where I could use a rental program. $30 Secret Santa. Ooh, Belby's actually very powerful. I played a Belby deck once on Commander Clash. It really surprised me with how strong it could be. Atari, first time sub. Welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. That's a really cool idea. I really like that. That's a really sweet way to like celebrate the holidays with your play group. Everybody makes $30 decks. Everyone gets a new deck. If they want to, they can make it non-budget through the rest of the year. You get some games out of it. Yeah, it looks really sweet. And that actually looks, for being $30, it actually looks very powerful too. I like it. Sid Wayne, welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you. All right, let's do one more and then we'll go over, we'll look at the Marrow The Meru spoilers, not spoilers, teasers for Murders at Carlo Mansion. Mansion? Same thing. Hey Seth, I've been loving Splunking Gates and Explorer using Titania's Command as Primeval Titan replacement. I feel like Titania's Command's actually kind of underrated. In a gate stack, so it's not quite as good, right? Because you're never going to get 2 uses out of it, but it still basically does what Primeval Titan does. It gets whatever 2 lands you need, which is a really powerful effect. Like being able to get double mazes in, for example, really, really good. Yeah, it looks sweet. I think Gates is pretty reasonable in a Pioneer/Explorer. Ooh, yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, that looks sweet, Devil. So, do you think they should have called Murders at Carlo Manor a Ravnica set? I wonder what the reasoning was to make it a Ravnica set. Well, Sunken Citadel on, I guess, red. Let's go red. Looks like Control. The problem with Control is they probably have a lot of basics. I would expect that they have a lot of basics. Well, Guild of Guid. Come on, no basic, no basic, no basic. If this is a strip mine, the game is over. Field of Ruin. Grab a swamp. Oh, opponent does have a basic. All right. All right, opponent. Well, pass the turn. Impulses. How many basics does Control play, do you think? I bet this number's way too high. I kind of feel like Ravnica's a little played out, too, if that makes sense. Like, I love Ravnica. Ravnica is maybe the most iconic Magic plane. Actually, that's actually kind of an interesting question. What's just the most iconic plane? So it's probably Dominaria, especially old school. Affinity to Squirtle for the 28th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was tempted to fire off Assassin's Trophy upkeep, but that's probably too greedy. I feel like Control's gonna have like 5 basics or something. I feel like if you think of the most iconic planes, I feel like Ravnica's on the short list. It's gotta be on the short list, right? Of just most iconic planes in the game. I would say like Innistrad's up there now. So like all this to say there's a lot of history to Ravnica. So I understand why they keep going back to Ravnica again and again and again. On the other hand, I don't know. I feel like Ravnica might be starting to lose a little bit of its luster. We go so much. At some point, it becomes too much of a good thing, right? Spears Satin, welcome to the Fishbowl. Got the hype train running. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, it's one of those like, I love Ravnica, and I definitely respect it. And it's a plane that I've always loved. I love multicolor cards, hybrid cards. Like, those are just like really sweet cards. At the same time, though, I do get the feeling sometimes that like, maybe we don't got to go to Ravnica every like 3 years. We could go, once every 8 years or something, and I'd be fine with that. You can make sets on other planes too. It doesn't just always have to be Ravnica. Like, so the Murder Mystery set, I'm curious why they chose to make it Ravnica, because it doesn't have to be Ravnica, right? Like, you could do a Murder Mystery anywhere. Oh, this is a Lotus Field deck. Being a Lotus Field deck might mean that our opponent has less basics. This is going to get interesting. All right, so Sunken Citadel. The bad news is it means that our opponent could have Stifles, which is awkward, but try to blow up your Thespian stage. So far, we're 2-0 with the deck. Discontinuity. That's awkward. But resolves. Well, Field of Ruin. Blow up your Thespian stage. Not discontinuitying this one. Come on. Oh, they're out. They're out. They're out. Oh my god, they're out. I thought they'd have way more basics than this. Oh, this is... Oh, no, it's Field of Ruin. It's formatted differently. They're not out. Field, they get the land after. Oh, no. Oh, when there was that long delay, I thought it meant they were out of basics, but it only works that way with Demolition Field. Oh, okay. But yeah, I feel like Murder Mystery, you could do it at any plane, right? It wouldn't have to be Ravnica. So I do wonder why they chose to go back to Ravnica for this one in specific. Maybe they just think people love Ravnica so much that... theory. So far we're 2-0, but this seems to be going much worse. We're kind of, like, they're just, like, playing basics, countering our stuff. We got to kill the Teferi, so now we're actually giving our opponent lands. Come on, tell me you're only playing 2 basics, please. I feel like they're playing, like, 5. Control plays so many base. Oh!
Let's skip to the good part.
Okay. Okay, we ran him out of lands. Is it too late to matter is the real question. Maybe. But we did manage to run them out of basics. So they have 2. That's the magic number. It's 2. It's 2. Found it. Well, that thespian stage. Grab a mountain. If they have another Teferi, that's pretty bad for us. I don't know if we can beat another Teferi. I guess we just grab Zerda. Hooray, passed the turn. Went back to Ravnica as an excuse to reprint iconic cards. That might be... Oh, did you see? This is news that we haven't talked about. There's been so much... It has been a... Oh, no. Oh, that's probably game. It's been a very dramatic week in the Magic world. There's been so much drama about, like, tournaments... Well, let's try to cast something, but I think this is about where I think we... Well, that resolved. I was not expecting that. So, Zeotora's Proving Grounds. Play the land, pass the turn. I still don't know how we realistically beat this Teferi. Back by Blue-White control stuff. But did you see they're doing a new Secret Lair Commander deck? I started thinking about this because you mentioned reprint. So it's Rin and Ciri, but there's also... Oh, maybe it's not in this post. Oh, here it is. Anointed Procession. Anointed Procession, so expensive. So it's coming with a reversible cat one side, dog the other side. Anointed Procession. So just that's like... I got to give Wizards a lot of credit for the reprintings. I got to give them a lot of credit. Oh, they got a Lotus Field. What a nightmare. That even has hexproof. We're not blowing that up, are we? Brotherhood End? All right. Yeah, you got it, opponent. You got it. Yeah, I got it. Do you think the Commander deck's worth it? I will give Wizards a lot of credit for... they have improved their reprints. Like a ridiculous amount. Like, it's kind of wild how much better they've gotten at reprinting cards. To the point now, I don't know if you've noticed this, where the conversation in the community has started to shift. Like, if you go back 3 or 4 years, one of the most ever-present, most important conversations we'd always be having is, we need more reprints. We need more reprints. WotC, we need more reprints. We got to get the price of cards down. We need more reprints. That was always something we talked about. Now I've started to hear some people be like, we need less reprints, which I haven't gotten that far yet. I haven't gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, I want less reprints. But I do think Wizards has actually done like an amazingly good job of aggressively reprinting cards compared to what they did in the past. Gotta go back to work, but I wanted to thank you for the distraction. I had to put my 4-year-old cat Avison down last night because of some issues. Oh, I'm sorry, Affinity. That's super hard. But sorry for the bad timing of these showing off the Secret Lair drop. That is perfectly fine. Well, I'm sorry for you, Affinity. That's always hard to lose a pet. More reprints and stuff people actually open. I mean, Wilds of Eldraine like kind of crushed it, right? I think Wilds of Eldraine was one of the best examples of them like reprinting really good cards in a product that everyone would open in a really high supply. Does Alpine Moon do anything? Land your opponent's control with the chosen name. Lose all land types and gain add. Do we need to bring this into name Lotus Field? Is that actually a thing we have to do? Maybe. I don't really want to. I guess we have all these sweepers that just don't do anything. So I guess we do by default. We probably got to get on the Brothers Sedan too, right? So Alpine Moon, I guess this would be our control plan. Run it like that, sure, no Zerta. If I had questions outside the stream, how can I contact you? You can always, so I'm on Twitter at Saffron Olive. Also just send an email, saffronolive@mtdgoldfish.com. Either of those. I guess I would actually say the email would be number one. The only problem with Twitter is sometimes stuff gets buried, so it's not guaranteed that I'm going to see it. But if you send me an email, I'll definitely see it. X, I guess. Oh, X. I don't know about the rebranding. What is the point? What is the point in the thought of that? Like, Twitter's a pretty iconic brand. Why would you come in and just like dump the name? So we know our opponent has exactly 2 lands. I guess we just start off by blowing up this Hallowed Fountain, drawing a card. So we can Alpine Moon the Lotus Fields. Oh, about it. Ari SW, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, let's go with Thought Sees You. Impulse, Strict Proctor, a million Lotus Fields, Discontinuity. So if we take Impulse, let me make sure I'm understanding this interaction right. Let's look at our battlefield here. So if we play Alpine Moon, choose a non-basic land name. Land your opponent's control with the chosen name, lose all land types and abilities, and gain mana of any color. So if we put this on Lotus Field, we just wreck them, right? So let's just take the Impulse. Let's take the Impulse. And then just Alpine Moon on Lotus Field. And now we can even target the Lotus Fields with our land destruction. All right, your Lotus Fields are now City of Brasses. We lost our companion because we brought in Azeka's Chariot. That doesn't mean it's restriction. Well, they're not going to sack, though, because they have the Strict Proctor. If they would actually sack, we would go for it. But because they have Strict Proctor, that will counter the ETB. Lotus Field, but not really. Well, let's blow up all the Storm Giants. The downside is if our opponent plays these Lotus Fields and then blows up the Alpine Moon, they're going to have so much mana. I don't know why notifications are so bad out of your area. Welcome back to the Fishbowl, though. Definitely appreciate it. Big scoop cheer for you. All right, opponent 2 basics. Both basics down. Are we fast enough? Opponent. Another Lotus Field. Passes. Ooh, Demolition Field's nice. Demolition Field's nice. So we get to, that's probably our best draw, honestly. So now we get to Sunken Citadel. Blow up a Lotus Field. Opponent. You can't discontinuity, right? Wow. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness, that is unlucky. Wow. Wow, that was such a big blowout. Oh, we even knew almost all their hand, too. Oh, that might actually make us lose this game, honestly. Like, I think we actually lose because of that play. If they have, like, a Teferi here or something, that definitely slows us down a ridiculous amount. Oh, play the land. We gotta try it again. Dire Strain Rampage. We gotta keep him off this discontinuity, at least. Opponent. Gonna make a 1-1. Sure. Come on. Cheaper land destruction. We need cheaper land destruction. I mean, I guess we did technically destroy an Ottawa. Sorry, Canada. Well, Dire Strain Rampage, your Lotus Field? Oh, being down a land is really hurting us here. Oh, and they top deck Veto too. Wow. Oh no. These top decks have been so good for our opponent. Opponent passes. We play a land. We try to blow up a Lotus Field. They discontinuity. Oh. You gotta be kidding me! No! Oh. Well, I guess you can't win them all. We went after the Lotus Field first every time. We were going after the Lotus. We went after the Lotus Field every single time. Why aren't we targeting other lands? Well, I mean, we gotta get rid of the Lotus Fields because they make 3 mana once our opponent deals with. Once our opponent deals with the Alpine Moon. I think it was mostly like just the top decking of it because we thought seize them and they didn't have any of that stuff in hand. So it was mostly the frustrating part was just that they top decked all of those answers in a row. Like, oh, what hot running. We should have been able to strand that Dream Troll in our opponent's hand like forever. They should have never been able to cast it, but well, okay. Oh, that actually didn't seem like as bad of a matchup as I thought. I mean, obviously it didn't work out, but our opponent managed to answer that Alpine Moon again and again. Whew. Sideboard idea Shadow Sphere. I wonder if that'd be worth it. Is it actually worth it? The problem is we don't really have creatures. So it would literally be to make things lose hexproof. I don't know. Have you ever... Oh, all right. Remind me after this match and we'll actually look at the teaser. I keep forgetting. I'm having too much fun blowing up lands. Opponent, Cavern on Merfolk. Oh boy. Ooh, this might be an interesting one. Well, let's play this on red. All right. Can we beat an aggro deck? That's the real question. Opponent. Oh dear, Deep-Root Pilgrimage. Gets and hits us. Makes a Merfolk. This is non-token, right? Non-token. All right, so let's play the Demolition Field. Demolition Field. Blow up your Cavern of Souls. They could have a lot of basics in this deck. So let's get a Swamp. And Fatal Push the Speaker. Pass the turn. Yeah, Damping Sphere is also a good answer. That could be worth considering for the sideboard. I mean, Lotus Field Control is a cool deck. I'm glad it exists as a deck. It can be annoying. Oh, they missed their land drop. It can be annoying to play against though. Huh. Well, I mean, we came here to blow up lands. Cleansing Wildfire? Blow up your land? How many? Oh my god, one basic! One basic! One basic! One basic! Oh my goodness. One basic. I mean, we still might be dying here because I found this Hex Catcher. So we still might be dying, but oh, how can we do this now? So we have to get rid of the Hex Catcher so we can resolve the extinction event. So I guess we Assassin's Trophy. Our opponent can sack their entire board, essentially, to counter it. Okay, opponent lets it go. Opponent lets it go. Is there a streamer watching? No, next week. Next week there's a stream. We'll be streaming early so we can watch the spoiler stream. This week, decided to stream a bit early because apparently I'm supposed to lose my power sometime this afternoon because of a big storm we're having. Ooh, Schooner. Oh, play Field of Ruin. Blow up the breeding pool. Also gonna be so close. Blow up the breeding pool. Grab a green, black, red. Red in hand. Let's just get a forest. Grab a forest. Opponent has no lands to get. Extinction event. On even. Sweep the board minus the schooner. Does our opponent find a land? Oh, no, but they found something that lets them crew the schooner. Okay. Opponent. Scoons. Wow. Mills. Loots. Oh. We need another Wrath. We need another Wrath, and we need it this. Wow, they found a land too. No. Oh, no. Okay. Wrath, please, I guess. Cleansing Wildfire is not a Wrath. It is a redraw. Wow, I can't believe they got out of this. We were so close to locking them. Come on. Come on. Wrath off the top. Field of Ruin. And Death. All right. Are you excited for MH3 this year? What cards do you think they'll print into Modern? So I am excited for Modern Horizons 3. We don't really have removal in our sideboard. We were like so close to hard locking our opponent out of that game. So close. So I'm excited for Modern Horizons 3. I really don't know what to expect. I'm very torn. On one hand, I'm like, I hope they tone down Modern Horizons 3 compared to Modern Horizons 2. Like, I hope they make it less powerful, so we don't have all this stuff that's like dominating the meta, which we still see, right? If you just look at the most played cards, it's still, I mean, it's all, even with the most recent round of bannings, it's a big list of mostly cards for Modern Horizons. So that's one hand. On the other hand, I'm kind of like, maybe they should just go all out, and maybe this should be Modern Horizons 2 power level again, because yeah, Chandra could be worth it. I don't think Go Blank is necessary. I think Go Blank's probably a bit slow. Maybe go down one of these Chandras. We want all our removal. Glissa seems pretty good. I don't think our opponent can really stop it. I don't think they can really stop it, and then we can have an infinite blocker, essentially. Dire Slaying kills up their schooner. If they hadn't got down that schooner that turn, I think we had them. They had that one turn window to get down the schooner, and they snuck it in. 27 lands. Maybe we just go down one. Let's go 26 lands. Run it like that. On the other hand, though, Modern's already like so high powered. I don't know if you can power down Modern Horizons. I think maybe you just gotta let it rip. It is what it is. Have they said if MHC is coming to Arena for Historic Timeless? Yes, it is. And I believe this was another set where they said it's the actual set, which is exciting. Sometimes we end up with the... What do we decide? One? They're playing one? I believe they're playing what? One basic. One basic's not a lot. If we can't beat the one basic deck, what are we even doing? Well, all right. All right, get your one basic. Get your one basic. Get it out of here. Oh, you want opposition agent in Modern? That's what I'm actually most interested in, is seeing some like legacy all-stars come to Modern. I go back and forth on Force of Will, although I think overall I would be down with Force of Will coming to Modern. Well, let's blow up this Botanical Sanctum. Opponent, would you like to grab a land? No. But why not? Found it. It says with the Silvergill. Wait, do you not have... Oh my god, discarding hand size. Well, okay. Demolition field. Go. Opponent. Do you have a land, opponent? Gonna go to combat. Get in. Hit us for 1. We'll take it. We even have their next land covered, too. Oh, there it is. Breeding pool. And Silvergill. Well, okay. Let's thin the deck for our opponent a little bit. Like, I think Force of Will would be, at this point, I kind of want the legacy interaction, right? I'm coming around. I'm coming around on just wanting the legacy level interaction. I think maybe that's like part of what we're missing. Like maybe that would help balance things out, because legacy, I mean, legacy has definitely still been very impacted by various Horizon sets, but it hasn't been as impacted. Like if you compare it to, yeah, let's just Brotherhood End. Get rid of those adepts, pass the turn. Try to set up an escape for next turn, hopefully. So I feel like maybe it's that interaction. I want to see, like, wow, opponent scoops it up. I want to see Hydroblast and Pyroblast. Those are 2 of the big ones. We can just look at, like, the most played legacy cards. I'm excited for the new cards, too. But, like, Hydroblast, Pyroblast are really high on my list. I'm, like, shocked that they haven't put those into the format already. So those are 2. Force of Will, I'm also, like... Yeah, that's my thinking, right? On one hand, Force of Will is used by the unfair decks to take and protect their combos against the fair decks. On the other hand, Force of Will turns Legacy into a pretty fair format, despite having a whole bunch of decks that can literally kill on turn 1. Hymn to Turak would be a really cool one. I would love to see Hymn to Turak. Or what's the, like, watered down version? Gerard's Verdict? Gerard's Verdict could be interesting. I'm on the fence on Wasteland. I would enjoy Wasteland. I don't know if it would be good for the format, but when you look at the modern meta, if you go to the modern meta, like, something should be shutting down Amulet Titan. Like, that's a deck that deserves to be hated on. Tron, I'm always going to say, deserves to be hated on. So maybe Wasteland could be the good guy in modern somehow. Stupors, ooh, Port might be a good middle ground. Maybe Port is the good starting point. You start with Port instead of Wasteland, and then if Port is fine, which I think it would be, then you add Wasteland in like Modern Horizons 4. Muller Buller, welcome to the Fishbowl. I mean, we know we're getting Eldrazi, right? We saw, I think, WotC in some of the art that they've shown off so far. We've seen that Eldrazi are going to be a thing, which I think is sweet. I don't know. Do we want more big Eldrazi? I kind of feel like nothing matches up to the original Eldrazi. The original Eldrazi are just so good that it's really hard for anything to actually match up to them in terms of just the raw power. All right, opponent, Cavern, combat, Trickster, hits us. Sure. Well, we need to get red. All right, we'll untap. Glisa. Well, let's play a demolition. Play a demolition field, pass the turn. We need red and green, actually. We're kind of missing 2 lands here. Opponent untaps. I feel like, so here's the thing though, like, if they print new Eldrazi Titans, is there any way that they can actually match up to the epicness of the old Eldrazi Titans? I'm not sure they can. I think you just end up with like worse and less iconic Eldrazi Titans. Although, I mean, I'm not going to complain. Eldrazi are pretty cool, but let's pull up a Dreamroot Cascade. We're getting to the point where the question's going to be, how many counters does our opponent have? Well, get your 1 basic, opponent. If we can resolve these Brotherhood Ends, then this is going to go pretty well for us. Oh, you have so many. Well, play the Swamp, Brotherhood End. 3 damage to each. I mean, I guess we just keep casting Brotherhood End until 1 eventually resolves. About it. We do need green. We really need a green source. I mean, what's your What's your hype level for Modern Horizons 3? I never know with like Modern Horizons because some people really hate it. Some people really love it. We kind of talked about it on the podcast. To some extent, I'm like kind of, that's actually a problem. To some extent, I'm like kind of in the middle. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, this is bad. Bad news. All right, well, we will pass the turn. I guess I need 3 Merfolk to draw a card, but not having green mana is going to get us here. Voldalian Hexcatcher. Okay. Well, I mean, that must die. We will kill it. Opponent untaps, draws. I'm not like for MH3. I'm expecting it to be overpriced, and every direct-to-modern product has been detrimental to the format. Yeah, I mean, it's also added cool things to the format, though, right? Sort of. Well, I guess we should not have trimmed land number 27. We're getting max punish for cutting that one land. Oh no! Now they get to start drawing cards. Yeah, this is not good. Opponent draws a card. Oh, we needed a green source. I'm actually very excited for that. Timeless has been such a huge deal. Yeah, can't beat the mana screw here. Opponent triggers, draws, loots. Discards a lot. They're discarding lands. Oh no. That's how you know things are not going well. When your opponent, when you're on land destruction, your opponent's looting away lands, you know your deck is not doing what it's supposed to do. Deeproot Pilgrimage. All right. I mean, we do have Brotherhood End. Opponent attacks. Opponent attacks. They make a Merfolk. We drop to 13. We do not draw green mana. We Brotherhood End. Come on. We don't get to get rid of Cumana, though. Cumana is going to stick, even if this resolves. All right, opponent draws a card, makes a Merfolk. Wait, you can't adapt once you've already adapted. Okay. Opponent had to go for it. They had to try. Well, can we draw a green source to kill this Cumana? Opponent gets in, makes another Merfolk. We drop to 11. The lands have got to come eventually, right? Oh, no, that's a schooner. That's not ideal. Imagine if we could just, like, cast any of the spells in our hand. Well, sometimes we still have 26 lands in this deck. I guess sometimes you just have them on the bottom. Oh. Just can't the lands. Can't the lands. We can't get rid of anything. That's the issue. Like, we just can't. You know what feature I wish they had on Arena was the Moto feature, being able to draw your next card. Because I'd love to know when we were going to hit another land. So from here, yeah, we could Brotherhood End to kill the schooner. The problem is they just keep snowballing. Like, it's just too... At this point, it's too late to really get back into it. Yeah, well, I mean, live by the lands, die by the lands. I guess it's fair. If our goal is to blow up our opponent's lands, that sometimes we get mana screwed. I've been playing MTG for like 2 years now, mostly in Commander, but I started playing Pauper recently for a bit more competitive edge. All this to say, do you think I should wait for MH3 to join Modern for a more competitive format, or should I jump in, or any other options? Taco Master, so here's what I would say. Last time they released a Modern Horizon set, it essentially rotated Modern, as close to rotation as you could have in a format like Modern. So many decks. If you look at the most popular decks in Modern now, Scam, Modern Horizons 2 deck. Footfalls, Modern Horizons 2 deck. Murktide, Modern Horizons 2 deck. Even like Amulet Titan got big additions to the deck. Living End got big additions to the deck. almost all of these decks, although these decks did exist before Modern Horizons, Coffer is purely Modern Horizons deck. The reason I would say to wait before you go hard is that modern decks are really expensive, and there's a decent chance that if you take the plunge and you're like, okay, I like whatever, Murktide, I'm going to spend $1,000 to put together Murktide. It is possible that Modern Horizons 3 makes Murktide no longer a playable deck because there's some new super push power creepy stuff that is just better than Murktide is. So my reason to wait would be it's a really big investment to make when the format could be rotating in a few months. So that would be my concern. If the cost is not a concern, then go for it. It's fine. But like financially speaking, I think you just got to wait because last time the shakeup was so big. Here's the nightmare. There was a time. Does anyone still play Jund in Modern? Where is Jund on our tier list here? Jund Saga. I mean, Jund Saga is kind of Jund. It's not Boomer Jund, but I mean, I don't know. There was a time when the best deck in Modern for a long time was Jund, and it was Tarmogoyfs, Dark Confidants, Lilianas of the Veil, Thought Seizes. That was basically the core of this deck. And at the time, if you look at some of these cards, they were ridiculously expensive. We're talking like 2015 era, but you're spending like $50 a pop, $60 a pop on Thought Seizes. You were spending $200. Oh, this is remastered, but you're spending $200 to get your Tarmogoyfs. The deck was almost $2,000. So if you were someone who put that deck together back in 2015, it was a really good deck, but now I can't even find it on the metagame page. Like, that's how much Modern has changed, that Jund doesn't really exist. And most of those cards now are like, you can get them for $15. You can get them for $20 instead of $60 or $200. So that's the risk. That's the reason I would say to just wait. Just wait and see what happens before taking the plunge. Hey, what's up, Mother Frogger? Yeah, I got off to an early start because I think my power is going to be going off. My electric company called and said there's like a big storm going on. Supposed to lose power. How many lands got destroyed? Didn't get a notification the stream had started for some reason. Other people were saying that too, that this is not getting notifications from Twitch, which is annoying. Hey, what's up, Cat Cam fan? How are you? What or who do you most want WotC to add as an avatar or a pet or a sleeve to Arena? Ooh, I don't really care about pets that much. Pets I don't care. Avatar, maybe my Peacekeeper. I always had the Peacekeeper avatar on Moto. I know, if you land on Electric Company, you gotta pay. Have you ever watched No Rolls Barred? People sometimes ask me, oh, what YouTube do you like that's not Magic? I stumbled across, it's so funny. I don't know if I mentioned this on the stream before. There's like, have you seen Monopoly but Communist Rules? Oh my goodness, it's so funny. I definitely think No Rolls Barred has been moving up my rankings of favorite YouTube channels. It's like a tabletop gaming collective, but it's really like a comedy crew essentially, and they do like their own like home rules on popular tabletop games. And I think their most famous one right now is Communist Monopoly, essentially. It's so funny. It's so good. They do such a good job. They're funny people. If you ever want to watch some non-Magic stuff, I would recommend No Rolls Barred. At least the home rules. I think it's called House Rules. I think that's the House Rules is the one where they do like Communist Monopoly. They did like Snakes and Ladders, but only snakes, which I don't even know how that's supposed to work. But they put really funny twists on some really popular, well-known games. No Rolls Barred is the name of the channel, I believe. I probably look it up. No Rolls Barred. No Rolls Barred. Yeah, this is.
Hello.
Yeah, No Rolls Barred. But yeah, if you're looking for something different, I don't think they're like super new of a channel, but they do a good job. And if you want an introduction, the Communist Monopoly is really funny. I thought it was really funny. Anyway, let's look at Mark Rosewater's teaser before we jump into the next game. So, next week, next stream, next Tuesday, that is going to be the first spoilers for Murders at Karlov Manor. So expect an early stream next week. The spoiler stream from WotC's at noon. So I'll probably try to go live at like 10:30 a.m., 11 a.m. Play for a while. We can watch the spoiler stuff together. But here's the sneak peek. Every time we get a new set, we get a little teaser from Mark Rosewater, kind of showing up, showing off what's coming in the news. So here's what we got for Murders at Karlov Manor. Before previews began, blah, 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 only giving partial information. First up, here are some things you can expect. White gets a card that lets you play a subset off the top of the deck. Okay, so WotC has been going like hard on letting you play off the top of your library. The question here is, what does White let you play off the top of your deck? My guess, so what are the possibilities? Lands would be reasonable. I could see a card that was like, if an opponent controls more lands than you can play lands off the top of your deck. I could see that. Small creatures with power, whatever or less. Enchantments. I think enchantments is a realistic possibility. I think if it's creatures, it would have a restriction, like a power restriction, mana value restriction. To me, green, I think, lets you just play creatures off the top of your deck. I think, yeah, it could be a creature type. Yeah, angels off the top of your deck. Actually, don't we have that? Does Sigarda? What does Aftermath Sigarda do? I know it gives stuff hexproof, but does it also let you play angels and humans off the top of your deck? You can, okay. So Sigarda Fauna Blessing, angels and humans. I would guess. I think small creatures is what I like the most. That would be my guess. I would say like creatures with mana value 2 or less or something. I think lands is a dark horse though. A new enchantment subtype, Case. Okay, so this one, I'm not sure what to expect. I saw someone suggest, and I don't know, I'm very curious what you think of this one might be. So I heard someone suggest that it could be like sagas, but you progress through them when you crack a clue. That would make sense. Being tied in, we've seen so far, everything we've seen about murders, so many clue cards. So I wouldn't be surprised if clues tied into this in some way. Could be like a class card, but yeah, that would kind of be similar, right? Maybe it's like classes, but to progress, you got to crack clues and you move through the case. Like that would make sense. Seth is a cheater. I saw him slip the wrong lands under his sleeves. What? Well, thank you for the bits, Van House. Good to see you. Good to see you. A card with 4 different hybrid symbols and its mana cost. Okay, that like is pretty straightforward, right? That one doesn't seem that weird. A popular mechanic returns tweaked with a new name. This one I really don't know. There's so many options here, right? How do you narrow it down? There's nothing that really points you in a direction. A green sorcery that you can have any number of in your deck. I'm very curious what this card could be. So the last time we saw this, right, was it Dragon's Approach? I believe Dragon's Approach was the last one. So Dragon's Approach, 3 mana, 3 damage. You can play any number, and then eventually you tutor up a dragon. What would the green version of this be? Like, what would... Oh, no, please not more Discover. Hey, we decided. Sometimes you discover and you hit a pump spell and you don't want one, so... Oh, I'm very curious what the ability could be. But I think, regardless... It's going to be, that card should be lower rarity. It should be a common. Wizzy, oh, please, WotC. If they put this at higher rarity, I'm going to be so salty. I think WotC, at this point, they have to know, right? That if you're going to print these cards like Dragon's Approach, they got to be at common. So hopefully it's at common, but like Dragon's Approach right now is like $350 a pop or something. They're actually like surprisingly expensive. And I believe this applies to pretty much all these cards, like Persistent Petitioners, a common that's over $1, Ravenous Rats, or no, not Ravenous Rats. Is it Ravenous Rats? What is the original? It's not Ravenous Rats. Oh no, why can I not think of this card at the moment? What's the original? The original, Relentless. Relentless Rats, they actually printed at a uncommon the first time. This one's still $3. And has pretty much been overshadowed by Rat Colony. Oh, if they do it, could you imagine a mythic? Imagine a mythic that you play. Rat Colony's $5, and it's been on the list, and it's been in a secret lair drop. Jeez. Well, it better be common. A keyword not printed in a Premier set since 2008 returns on a single card. Cool. I mean, 2008, you're looking at the start of the Mythic era. You're looking at like Shards of Alara, Lorwyn, Prowl. Prowl could... Yeah, those cards that you put any number in your deck. Ooh, Conspire. Conspire would make sense from a flavor perspective. I don't think Chroma's ever coming back. Chroma is such a bad mechanic. I think WotC's even said Chroma's just out. It is out. It is not coming back. Skulk. I think Skulk. I mean, we can probably look, right? Let's see. We can pull this up. We can probably figure out what the possibilities are, at least, because we can just look at the sets that were printed that year. So not since 2008. So if we go back to 2008 on this list of Magic sets, we'd be looking at Morningtide, Shadowmoor, Eventide, Shards of Alara, potentially. So they said Premier set, so it's got to come from one of these. What mechanics are actually in these sets? So Exalted, Unearth, Devour. We've had Unearth that hasn't been permitted in a Premier set since 2008. Unearth, Devour. I mean, I guess these haven't come back in Premier sets. Chroma, Retrace. Ooh, could it be Retrace? Could they put Retrace on a single card? Huh. Conspire. I like Conspire flavor-wise. Flavor-wise, Conspire makes sense. Like, that kind of fits the murder mystery, right? Like, a conspiracy is going on. That fits the theme. I could imagine that there's, like, some legendary character that has Conspire for flavor reasons. Persist, Untap, Wither, and then Lorwyn. What did Lorwyn have? Oh, Lorwyn was a tribal set. Where's the mechanics? Planeswalkers, Hideaway, Prowl, Kinship, and Reinforce. Not a very inspiring. Ooh, Champion a Creature. I'm going to go with Conspire. I'm going to say Conspire is my pick. Just the flavor seems so perfect for a murder mystery. Did you pull any cool poster art cards from Lord of the Rings? Ended up getting a foil One Ring. Oh, I wish. I didn't open anything that cool. My Lord of the Rings box was like kind of meh, medium. A creature that allows you to alternate non-mana cost for all your spells. A creature that allows you to alternate non-mana costs for all your spells. Chat, what does this mean? Ever since I first read this, I have not been able to wrap my head around what this actually means. You can alternate non-mana cost for all your spells. So does that just mean all of your... Oh, I'm totally reading this wrong. It's a creature that allows you an alternate non-mana cost for all your spells. Okay. Reading the Marrow post explains the Marrow post. Yeah, I missed that "and" in there. That was throwing me off. Okay, so it gives all of your stuff a non-mana cost. That does sound scary, right? Like, that's Phyrexian mana. Phyrexian mana would be something that would fall under this. Okay, so yeah, something very scary could happen here. Although it is on a creature. It's on a creature. Being on a creature means it could die to removal. So, some creature tokens in this set. Some have abilities. 0/0 Ooh, 0/0 Thopter, 0/1 plant, 1/1 black bat, 1/1 dog, goblin, human, merfolk, spirit, Thopter, again, skeleton, 2/1 black green spider, 2/2 white blue detective. What do you think about the detective creature type? I think it's kind of cool. It doesn't fit the traditional fantasy aspect of Magic, but I think I've just given up. Like, whatever. Like, print the creature types. 2/2 red imp, 5/5 green and white wolf. Yeah, it's almost murderous time. Yes, murder is in the set. Very good, WotC. You can't miss that low-hanging fruit. Here's some rules text that'll show up on cards. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, if its toughness was less than 1, draw a card. That text is very, very interesting to me. So to me, this makes me think that it's got to be a -1/-1 counter set, right? Like, why else would you put this text onto a Magic card in Standard? There's got to be something. There's got to be something, yeah. Something built around giving things -X, -X. I guess that's true. Like, maybe this is a self-contained thing. Maybe it's not a theme for the set. I was thinking, like, okay, you have an enchantment that sits on the battlefield, and then whenever something dies, if it has less than that toughness, you get to draw a card. But maybe it is like a Massacre Girl that comes down, gives everything -X, -X, and then draws you a bunch of cards. That could also be. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, oh, he did that one. Choose any number of target players. I swear this is in every set. I don't even know why Marrow added this to the list, because it's just such a common line of text these days. Creature cards in your graveyard gain, you may cast this from your graveyard until end of turn. So this sounds like Past in Flames for creatures, essentially, which is pretty cool. Then sacrifice it if it has 5 or more Bloodstain counters on it. Ooh. Creepy, scary. I think Massacre Girl did it. You may search your graveyard hand or library for a card named Magnifying Glass and or a card named Thinking Cap and put it on the battlefield. I know Magnifying Glass. That's a reprint that is probably in the set. Magnifying Glass, it's a oh, it's so bad. Magnifying Glass is my first ever spoiler card. I guess it'll always have a special place in my heart. My first ever official preview card. Hand Rocks, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big Soup Jeffrey, thank you. I'm pretty sure if I remember right, we weren't supposed to get a spoiler, and then WotC must have felt bad, but I think they had handed out all the spoilers already, and this was back before they spoiled every card. So I think they had handed out all the spoilers. So I imagine Blake decided to give us a spoiler, and went to his list of what's the best card that it hasn't been given to anyone yet? What's the best of the leftovers? And it was Magnifying Glass. And Magnifying Glass, I used to play this card. It's so bad. It can't be so bad because it's a 3-mana rock. But I've definitely had turns where I play it for 3, and then I pay 4 to make a clue, and then pay 2 to crack the clue. That's so much mana to draw a single card. Taco Master in Hand Rocks, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big Soup Trivia, thank you. Thinking Cap, I don't know what Thinking Cap will be. It makes me think card draw, right? When you think of thinking, inspiration, it's got to be something that involves card draw. Target opponent gains control of any number of target permanents you control. Probably a good against odds card. Anything that involves giving your opponents your stuff. There's usually shenanigans. Chopper is, wow, so many first time subs. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big Soup for you. Thank you. If an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. How much will this cost? That's the question. This could be a really sweet card. It's a Panharmonicon. And I love me Panharmonicons. The question is this like a 2? Could you imagine if this was like a 2-mana card or something? You could actually build a deck around it. I feel like we're getting close. With Roaming Throne, we're getting close to the point where Panharmonicons, Elesh Norn, Wizards is figuring out how to make those cards competitive, playable. As long as there are no cards in your library, probably ... you win the game. Laboratory Maniac does Laboratory Maniac, Thassa's Oracle, Jace, Jace Wielder of Mysteries. Is Jace in this set? Could we be getting Jace Wielder of Mysteries reprint? It's gotta be something along those lines. If 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus a clue token are created instead. These effects are always very abusable. We see that with Peregrine Took, right, from the Lord of the Rings set. Whenever you sack a clue, target opponent gets 2 poison counters. This one I'm actually very excited about. Wait, what did I do wrong now? Is Jace dead? Is Jace dead? Thank goodness. Okay, that's also a win. I'm done with Jace. I'm done with Jace. Overrated. Who's the most overrated Planeswalker? Honestly, Jace is Jace the most overrated Planeswalker? I feel like Jace has to be. Jace has to be the most overrated. I mean, he's not dead, right? He's just Phyrexianized. Plus, dead doesn't mean anything in Magic. We see that with Elspeth. Elspeth, only Venser. If Venser dies, he never comes back because I like him. Any other Planeswalker, if you die, whatever. Sure, you're in the underworld of Theros for a million years. Oh, that's fine. You're back. Like, here's your sword. Go to town. This I'm actually excited about because Phil loves clues, and Phil is on this upcoming season of Commander Clash, so you know there's going to be a lot of clues going around, but Phil plays like the most value-y, never-ending decks, where he just wants to like get all the value, do all the things. This is going to accidentally kill people in like Phil Zlanis's deck, which I think is good. This is like, if you're the person that's like, I'm going to tireless tracker 200 times this game, this might mean that you accidentally, kill your opponents, which is an act of mercy, I think, at this point. Here's some creature type lines from the set. Vidalcan, Artificer, Detective, Ogre Cleric, Insectopter, oh my god, Lamassu. Lamassu? What in the world is what is a Lamassu? Is that a real thing? A Lamassu. It's a... Oh, it's like a Sphinx? Is it a Sphinx? Wait, what's the difference between a Lamassu and a Sphinx? That looks like a Sphinx to me. Like, doesn't that look pretty Sphinxian? It's like a... Oh, it's like a snake? Lamassu is like it's like a Manticore. A Manticore like Chaos Beast with the body of a gigantic bull. Powerful mace tip tail and massive. Oh, okay. Okay. That's kind of sweet. Weird Detective. He's a little off. Goblin Bard. Machino Assassin. Clue Fish. So it's a red herring, right? Literally. Is that... I'm still not sure if this is a WotC, some sort of WotC joke. Clue Fish. It's gotta be red herring. That's gotta be that's so on the nose, but I think that's probably what it is. Elf Crocodile Detective. And then, the most important one, Mole God. Legendary creature Mole God. I'm pretty sure this is the most important text in the entire teaser here. There are exactly 4 moles in Magic. 4. Drillworks Mole, Excavation Mole, Graph Mole. Look at that nose. Look at that nose. And Ravenous Giga Mole. Giga Mole. Ravenous Giga Mole. All of them have to do with... Well, most of them have to do with some sort of graveyard synergy. Mole was not on my bingo card for this set. Like, I know there's going to be a commander for everything. I didn't expect Mole to get a commander this soon, but it's coming. Watch it be busted. Watch it actually be like a standard. Watch it be a modern card. We're entering the Mole meta. The Mole meta is incoming. Finally, here's some card names from this set. Airtight Alibi, caught red-handed. Deadly Cover-Up. I swear this was already a Magic card. Is there not already a Deadly Cover-Up Magic card? Maybe I'm thinking of Devious Cover-Up. Apparently there is no Deadly Cover-Up yet, but there will be in a couple weeks. Eliminate the Impossible, Homicide Investigator, Innocent Bystander. It doesn't add up, Person of Interest, Private Eye, in the scene of the crime. And then, spoilers start, of course. A week from today we'll be talking about it. So what is Gigamole? Gigamole. So I don't know. I think this set's gonna be sweet. I'm pretty hyped for this set. I still wonder, like, does it have to be Ravnica? But who doesn't want a mole? Who doesn't want a legendary mole god? Scene of the crime could be a new battle. WotC has confirmed that battles are coming back. Not in this set necessarily, but I know Mark Rosewater did say that they're coming back. Micmac Paddywhack, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. And Pontologist, welcome you as well. Big scoops here for you. Sploosh, sploosh, sploosh. Thank you. So yes, if you want to see spoilers, we'll cover them on the YouTube, but we'll stream early. We'll stream early next week so we can watch the spoiler stream together. I mean, also, we already have a few of the cards. Come on, right now we're 2-2 with this deck. Oh no. Oh dear. Is this... Oh, okay. Right now we are 2-3 with this deck. I take it back. We're 2 and 3 now already. We haven't even made a land drop yet. Odds of us beating this deck, I think, have got to be 0. You know the basic count we've been doing? I'm pretty sure the basic count for our opponent is like literally infinite. 20, 16, 17. If we win this, this would be the most impressive thing I've seen. I agree with you. I don't think MH Sets should go into Pioneer, but I ultimately wonder, given power creep lately in Standard, do you think Modern Horizons cards are okay in Standard? Obviously not cards like Evoke Elementals, but I think things such as DRC, the Sword, Soul Herder, Thoughts, yes and no. So, like, I think that Modern Horizons is not even good for Modern Horizon, or for Modern. Like, it's so... Yeah, there's... The odds of us beating Mono Red seem about 0 here, but we'll see. At least our opponent is missing land drops, which is something. Maybe we can... I mean, if we can stick this Chandra, if we can just live and stick Chandra, I don't think we want to blow up a land. I think we'd actually... Yeah, we'd be helping our opponent if we blow up that land. Well, let's just Sunken Citadel on red. We'd actually ramp them. Pass the turn. About it. So I think that Modern Horizons is arguably too strong for Modern. So I think overall, I don't think we want just like full on Modern Horizons in Standard. I think that would probably be a negative. Well, I guess we can ramp ourselves. Wait, we might, if our opponent just never draws anything, we might have a chance. Like, we technically get to Chandra next turn, right? I mean, if we just play Chandra is kind of busted. If our opponent doesn't hit a land here, this might be the miracle. This could actually be the miracle. Wizard's Lightning hits us down to 12, but we get to play a Demolition Field, play a Chandra, Beacon of Hope. Oh my goodness, we beat Mono Red for a game, at least for a game. This is Pioneer Explorer at the moment, but I do agree that I think that Standard could be higher powered. So I think things like swords, would be, well, we see swords in Standard right now and they're fine. So I think, like, I don't know how many swords they can print, right? Because we've kind of gotten to the end of that cycle. But I think swords are a good example. Soul Herder is a card that I think would actually be really fun to be in Standard. So I do agree that some of those cards could be put into Standard and then get into Pioneer that way. I'm not opposed to powerful cards going into Pioneer. Like, we want powerful cards in Pioneer. That's not a problem. The problem is just, like, the Horizon sets and the cards made specifically for Pioneer, those are a little bit sketchier, I think. That's where the risk is just very high. It's very easy for the wheels to come off. Yeah, I mean, we almost do need Standard Horizons, right? Well, let's see if we can somehow beat Mono Red. Sure, we don't need Zerta, that's fine. Ragavan, no. Ragavan, honestly, should not have made it in Modern, I don't think. Although, really, Ragavan's been okay in Timeless. As odd as that is, but, like, it actually has been okay in Timeless. Well, I mean, if we were ever going to have a chance, double Brotherhood End could actually give us a way of stabilizing your opponent, Mountain and Vishino Pyromancer. How about a Fatal Push off the top? Mountain's actually not bad. Play the Swamp, pass the turn. All right, run out something into this Brotherhood End. Creatures, not burn, creatures. All right, well, that's a creature that is bird. Opponent hits us. Hey, loving the new unboxing videos on YouTube. Yeah, do you have any feedback on those? I've really enjoyed those. Any feedback for, like, the collection buys or box opening stuff that you do want to see or don't want to see? Do you watch them at all? Very curious what people think, because that's, like, been a pretty new thing. Can you play Kami Cauldron combo deck? It topped 8 recently. Wait, what is the Kami Cauldron combo deck? Well, I guess we just Kalisa and keep playing tap lands and pass the turn. We're down to 10, but we're not dead. Lava Runner. Okay, okay. Well, Azeka's Chariot. Make some cats. Do we attack? Do we draw a card and lose? I think we do. Get in. Hit ya. If we beat Burn with this deck, I'm going to be blown away. All right. Greed our way down to 9. Escape. Land on green. Pass the turn. Opponent's at 17. Land. Fires up the Den of the Bugbear. Don't they get wrecked, though? Isn't this bad for our opponent? Opponent attacks. It scoops it up. Oh my goodness, we beat Mono Red. We beat Mono Red. We beat Mono Red. We beat Mono Red. Buy better collections. They're great, honestly. Do it more often. The post-math conclusion, good inclusion. Yeah, that was a big feedback I got from the first one, is we really need to wrap up at the end. Agreed, better camera setup, but unboxing videos have been really fun. Yeah, what I need is, I think the quality of the cameras, I think, are pretty good. The hard part I realized from this last video is if I have a big box, I need to figure out a better way of showing the entire box. Like, I think the openings of the actual cards is fine, but it's not very good at displaying all the big stuff. Up the Bunsen camera to once per minute. All right, I'll work on that. I'll get it going. Would a Swords to play? I can't believe we Mono Red. So we got a winning record. Let's do another. We might switch decks and play another deck at some point, but let's do another one. This deck's actually been working. You should do something similar to Card Market's free Magic video. What is the free Magic video? I mean, that's the dream, right? It's the biggest problem with the collection buying stuff is just finding the collections. That is the hardest part, is like, how do I actually find, because you don't really want to do, oh, I bought my 75th eBay collection, like that. So finding a diverse way to get collections is going to be tricky. You should buy viewer submitted auctions or auctions recommended by viewers. Oh, that's kind of a neat idea. If you have a idea of a collection to buy, let me know for sure. Hey, MTG Oldfish, can you look at my fun Modern Song of Creation combo deck and tell me what you think? Yes, I would love to. Mob Song. Ooh, I remember playing something very similar to this a while ago. The idea of using an offer you can't refuse, mostly on your own cards, like free cards like Pact of Negation, is a ritual. Super sneaky, cool idea that I really like. What is the what is the mob part though? Oh, it's for an offer you can't refuse. I see. I gotcha. Yeah, it looks super fun. I think Song of Creation, when you actually stick it, the combo turn is one of the sweetest combo turns. Sticking it can sometimes be a challenge, but boy, once you do it, oh, it feels so good. The going off part feels so good. Let's play a mountain. Probably better known as Den of the Bugbear, actually. Let's play a Den of the Bugbear. Go. Snow-covered island. What? All right. Oh, no. Is this a monocolor deck? Well, we beat Burn somehow. Oh, dear. Oh, dear me. Dear me, dear me. This looks like a deck that's probably got about 12 islands, I'll say. Maybe more. Oh, the nightmare continues. Let's play a forest. Let's Dire Strain Rampage ourselves. Opponent. Can we ramp? Yeah, it seems this might be a worse matchup than Mono Red, actually. Spirits, Mono Blue Spirits, probably a nightmare. So we got a mountain in hand. Let's just go Forest Swamp. All right, opponent. Do your wares. Seth, would an instant speed lay down arms that gives life based on power be too strong for standard? I mean, okay, so the same restriction as lay down arms. I mean, I'm not convinced that Swords to Plowshares is just too strong. I'm not convinced that it is. Like, so no, I think it would be okay. I don't know. That's something I've learned playing Timeless. Swords is great, right? Like, it's very efficient removal, but it's not like that good. I don't even see it that much in Timeless. It's probably because it's white and it's like not the most popular color, but you don't even see it that much. So I think that a instant speed laydown arms would be perfectly acceptable. We really need this to die. I think we need to extinction event. Ugh, what a painful way to kill this. Extinction event. To try to get rid of the Spectral Sailor. I mean, I guess we just need to stick a Chandra to have a shot. I listened to the podcast, and in reference to young kids learning magic, my friend taught his daughter how to play. She loves green, just like him. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask you about that. Yeah, there's been so much drama in the community this week. I gotta ask you what you think about that. So one of the things we talked about on the podcast yesterday is the aging of Magic players. Where WotC posted something, I think it was mentioned during one of their earning calls, about how the average Magic player is 30 years old now. 30. Which seems like kind of old, really. I'm very curious, how do we get more young players into the game? Like, do we have an issue getting young players into the game? Is it Magic? Is it not just Magic, but just card games? Is it just a tough sell to get, like, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds into card games in general because they'd rather be Fortniting, or because it's... Hey, I'm right there with you, motherfucker, so we can be old together. So what's the issue? What keeps younger players from getting in? It's too expensive. I think that makes sense, right? I think the cost is definitely a big part of it. Magic is an expensive game. Well, let's... how risky is attacking with Den of the Bugbear? It's risky, but not like... Target creature can't block. You know what? We're going to do it. Boom. Fire up the Den of the Bugbear. Because the thing is, like, the average age being 30 is, that's fine. But my wonder or concern is, what happens in another 20 years? Are we going to have younger players to come in and, like, fill out for the older players? Or in 20 years is the average age going to be 50 and then 60 and then dead? Opponent. But yeah, if you got ideas, that's what I landed on, is complexity, right? Like, it's very tricky to teach someone who has no foundation in card games Magic. I mean, I'm down for living forever, so if we can work that out, I'm down. I just got into Magic and I'm 28. I mean, that's, I think, the typical age. I think somewhere in that range is like the most Magic player age. Is it just the game's too complex? And if you're a teenager or whatever, you want to have something you can pick up quickly. I remember I tried to teach my my niece, who's, oh boy, she's a junior this year in high school. I wanted to teach her with a pre-con deck, and once I pulled out the rules, she was just like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm like, no, this is too much. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not learning all this. It was exactly that, like, I'm not reading this meme. Like, it's just too much. I don't care. Like, so I've seen that in my own life, is just like, it is pretty in depth, right? It is pretty in depth compared to, wow, are we firing up Den of the Bugbear for 2 mana? That's kind of wild. Zerta. Well, get in there. Attack you. Opponent down to 5. This is actually kind of insane. Opponent. Rattle Chains number 3. They're gonna have to start playing defense, though. If they don't start playing defense, we're gonna get them. We're gonna get them. They're gonna have to start blocking. Opponent, triple rattle chains Trons assembled. I'm 15 and I'm considering that I might end up with Magic because it's too expensive for me. I think that's definitely one of the biggest concerns. When you, especially like when I was growing up, you always had to pay for everything, right? There was no free to play games or whatever. Like everything you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to buy your console game or whatever. Like, so you had to pay for it. The competition now is pretty free though, right? So if your competition is like Fortnite, which you can play for hundreds of hours for literally free, versus I need $50 to buy a precon to try out this game. I need $1,000 to build a modern deck or like whatever. I could see how that's going to be an issue for Magic. Like, the expense thing is a huge part of it. I think MTG Arena games like it should bring more kids to the game, but it needs to have better marketing and be cheaper. Definitely agree. What do you think about Universes Beyond? I've been going back and forth. Is Universes Beyond going to bring in a bunch of younger players to the game for the first time because they're like, hey, I like Marvel, or hey, I whatever, Assassin's Creed? Or is Universes Beyond actually for the boomers who are like, hey, Assassin's Creed, I used to play that, or like Fallout, I remember playing Fallout, New Vegas in 2008 or whatever. That was kind of fun. Like, maybe I'll buy the Magic set. I'm actually, or maybe it's just a mixture. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I'm actually like going back and forth. Is this like for new players, or is this actually like another way to market to the boomers? Yeah, it might actually just be both. That it kind of, and maybe that's what makes it a success and such a big deal, is it's like a product that's good for the longtime Magic player boomers and also good for bringing in new players. Spectral Sailor. So opponent's going to try to chump block their way through this. Okay. We could try to fire off Assassin's Trophies. I don't think it's really worth it, though. So opponent blocks. They drop to 2. We pass the turn. This Zerta's doing work. I've been using Cormella, Glamour Thief, for LD in Brawl. Ooh, that sounds sweet. Do you think they got rid of non-tournament legal precons because they actually lost money? Good game. Oh, we beat Mono Blue Spirits. Wait, how are we winning these matchups? I feel like these matchups should be straight up unwinnable, but somehow we won. We beat Burn, and now we're up a game against Spirits. I think the goals of MTG players have changed. You can get famous and huge just by streaming, etc., like you did. So people like myself don't need to go to GPs anymore. Oh, that was actually on my drama topic list too. What's going on with tournament Magic? There's a big thing. We're gonna pull it up and read it in a minute, actually. At first, we need to finish beating Spirits, but yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely true. The whole what's going on with tournaments and events is a whole nother big topic. Jumpstart should be a yearly product with great reprints and decks that are easy to pick up and understand. You can even design them for formats like standard to fit in every category, like the D&D set. You know what I think, Badger? Yeah, that's a good idea. I also wonder if we're missing core sets. When I keep thinking about like the actual game of Magic, I always come back to like core sets and blocks. Those are the things I think. When I think of the easy things that we could change, that would maybe make like competitive Magic more like its heyday. Core sets and blocks. Those are two of the biggest things I think that we're maybe missing that we used to have in the old days. I guess we get on Dryer. Well, Dire Strain ramps us. Maybe we get on Cleansing Wildfire. Our land destruction plan is just straight up not gonna work against our opponent's deck. There's no way. They're all islands. So we need our removal. The ramp's fine. Glissa maybe actually isn't worth it. They all have flying. Okay, Trim and Trim. All right, here we go. Mono Blue. Here we go. Magic used to be for 13 to 25-year-olds 20 years ago. Now it's for 13 to 50-year-olds. The age pool is just wider. Yeah, that might be as well, right? What even is a core set? So core sets, they were consistent for most of Magic's life. They dropped them in the early 2010s and then brought them back and then dropped them again. But the idea of the core set is once a year. It used to be all reprints. That was the original core sets. Was 100% reprints. So they would take in every year, have a set that was just all reprints that was legal and standard. They shifted at core set 2010 to have a mixture of reprints and new cards, but it was still the same idea that we need a set that's not tied to any plane or any flavor or anything, where we can just put in any reprints that we need to, anything that fixes the meta or whatever. We just put them all in there. It doesn't have to be based on flavor or anything. Really, another Curious Obsession. And that was the role of the core set. But they got rid of core sets because they weren't always that popular, which I guess kind of makes sense. Although this isn't great. Opponent. Oh, it doesn't even flash it in. We might have to just try to kill the... I guess we just gotta try to kill the Curious Obsession. Because we know they can rattle chains to protect the Shackle guy. So I think we have to just get rid of the Curious Obsession. Unfortunate they drew one after we thought seized it. About it. Rattle chains. Okay, yes, we didn't target that though. Okay. They get another land. Not great. And levels up. We drop to 9. Land. Passes. Well, we will... How big does this get? Oh, very big. Very big, very, very fast. Well, play a land. Extinction event on evens. Okay, we need a removal spell for the Ascendant Spirit. We need a removal spell for Ascendant Spirit. Opponent, Spectral Sailor. Untaps. We need another extinction event, really. Ooh, Supreme Phantom. That's not good. Oh, we are running out of time. We need to draw... Okay, we need to draw a Hard Wrath right now. We drop to 2. And... Power Word Kill. Not gonna do it. That's more how I thought this would go. Hey, Seth and friends. I'm 58 star 1994, still playing somehow, though my podcast just lost its home funding at the same time, so not as enfranchised as I was. Oh, where was your podcast at, Paul? Are there old episodes up that people can listen to, even if it's not active? I'm curious. I would love to check it out sometime. Huh. I don't know if we can do anything different in this matchup. It might just be what it be. Oh, so speaking of drama, what was here's my Timeless Ascendancy list. Oh yeah, let me see, Stone Raid. I haven't really played with, how's it been working? I haven't really played with Jeskai Ascendancy. I've been playing so much Timeless stuff. I haven't actually tried Jeskai Ascendancy yet. I've been playing all the cards that were banned in Historic mostly. Ascendancy is a powerful card. I've been wondering if I was going to say, I don't think I've actually played against anyone playing Ascendancy since it came to Arena either. Like, it just hasn't really done anything yet. Opponent, Ascendant Spirit. Well, I think we start with the Thoughtseize. Opponent. A bunch of spirits and a slip out the back. Well, we'll take a Curious Obsession. No card drawing for you. Unfortunately, not being able to fix our mana with these Demolition Fields is pretty rough. Well, it helps. All right, Zeatora's Proving Grounds. Go. Come on. Just run out some spirits. Run out some spirits to their death. No, please not again. Ooh. Okay, Faceless Haven actually helps us. That lets us activate one of these. So what happens if we try to Wrath? If we Brothers it in, they slip out the back. We get rid of this Ascendant Spirit, and then they flash in out Rattle Chains. I mean, I think we got to do it. I don't think this goes as well as we want to, but it's what we got to do. No, we didn't skip a land drop, did we? I did? No. Did I really? How did I... How did I skip a land drop? How is that even possible? Okay. Distracted. I blame you, chat. I blame Ascendancy. I was looking at the Ascendancy deck list. Oh, about it. Beating us down to 9. Yeah, this feels like a mostly unwinnable matchup. So we play Field of Ruin. They even have the Rattle Chains. Pass the turn. Found it untapped. So we can kill the Faceless Haven. Kill a Faceless Haven. Opponent attacks. Well, 1, 2. Blow up the Faceless Haven. So we can blow up the Faceless Haven. I mean, I guess I can turn it on in Rattle Chains. None of this is good for us. That taps them out and lets us Extinction Event. But then they still have a Faceless Haven to beat us down, so that's not great either. Wow. Okay, opponent goes draw a card. All right, interesting. Well, we will grab a... Yeah, our Land Destruction is hilariously bad in this matchup. It is as bad can be. Boom. Assassin's Trophy, you Supreme Phantom. I mean, I don't think we're literally dead. There's the Rattle Chains. Well, now we might literally be dead. So we drop to 5. Yeah. Actually, hilariously, missing that land drop, if we had one more land, we could Field of Ruin. It probably still wouldn't matter. But if we had one more land, we could Field of Ruin and Extinction Event and leave them with the Spectral Sailor. So that land drop might actually mattered. Do you think that MTG tourneys that feature huge players would help bring them back? If SCG Tour featured you, etc., it would raise turnout. I would even go just to face you in the top 8. I think that plays into it. That actually brings me to the next thing I wanted to bring up, which is this post from Cedric Phillips, which is on this exact topic. So this is from Cedric Phillips, who you probably know, pro player, caster, etc. But it was about, there was an SCG event this weekend that had it was a 20K, and it had 200 and some people. I don't remember, it might be in this tweet, the exact number. What was the exact number of people at the SCG? 231 for a 20K event. When these events used to draw in thousands, sometimes multiples of thousands of people. Why? What is going on with competitive Magic? And that's what Cedric is trying to answer. And you can read his whole tweet chain, or this Reddit post if you want to not have to dig through all the tweets. I think that the most interesting part to me, and this is what it is easy money, right? Like the EV is kind of insane with that few people. The Ghost of Dak Faden, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. 42 months. Big skip cheer for you. Thank you. So Cedric was trying to figure out, like, what's the matter with this? Why are there so few people? And the thing he came back to that I want your thoughts on is his thinking was, it's not really about the money, that it's about the glory, essentially, and the marketing. That the events aren't marketed very well, which is exactly what Zlatu is saying. Like, I didn't even know that event was going on. That is a very common refrain. But how much do you think that, like, someone just said, I would go to the event if you were there to try to play you in the top 8. How much do you think stuff like that matters? How much does, like, having a feature match matter or a deck tech matter. That's one of the things that Cedric hit on that I think I agree with the most, is that what most people want when they go to an event, they want to be able to like meet people that they know from the internet, or they know whatever they follow on the internet. That's part of it. But I think like a huge part of it is you could be on a feature match. You could have this super cool brew where you like end up being immortalized in Magic's history because you went to this event and you were on camera and thousands of people saw you with your super cool deck and it's actually working and I made the top 8. Like, that's the dream. That's the dream for most people. The dream isn't like, oh, I'm going to do this every weekend for the rest of my life so I can make a pro tour. Like, for most people, that's not the dream. For most people, the dream is, I went to this event and I had a cool deck and it did well and I got in a deck tech and it's on MTG Goldfish and it's on Star City Games and it's on the internet and everyone's talking about me for the weekend. I think that's a big part of what people want out of events. And I think that's a big part of what's missing from events these days with no coverage or anything. I only found out there was an event here in Denver last year when I heard about it from LSV Unlimited Resources. Yeah, isn't it wild that the events aren't better marketed? It's kind of ridiculous that they haven't been better marketed. But I think that's what most people are looking for, really. Feature matching weird decks that people talk about on stream, I think, is very important. I'll never forget Chris Botello, who ended up making it to like the MPL and being a very good Magic player. But the way he was introduced to the world was he was some guy that no one knew, some kid that no one knew, went to a GP with a harmless Offering Demonic Pact deck back when that was in Standard. They went to the event. This deck was like an against the odds deck, essentially. No one was trying to donate Demonic Pact to their opponent with Harmless Offering. That wasn't a thing anyone thought could really work in Standard. He shows up with his own brew. His brew kills it. He goes like 9-2 or something, makes the top 8, was the talk of everyone in Magic for that weekend. One of my favorite events to watch because it was just like this guy that no one knew with a super cool brew that made it all the way to the top 8. And from there, oh no, not again. Oh no. If they drop another island, okay, at least it's not Mono Blue Spirits again. That would have been the absolute nightmare. I was starting to believe the Arena Shuffler conspiracies here, that you win a couple matches and they start to give you your bad matchups. Funny impulses. Seth, you nailed it. We were talking in our local Discord, and most people were like, I don't care about prize support. I just want to see my name in lights. We get a big dumb trophy and pictures everywhere. Yeah, I think that's really it for most people. Like, I think that's what I want. Like, if you're going to a Magic event, you have already come to grips with the fact that it's a bad investment, right? Like, financially, it's your hop. Wait, was that a strip mine already? Oh my god, that was already a strip mine. Our opponent's playing a single basic? They're playing a single basic land card? Wait, that can't be right. That can't be right. I must not have paid attention. No, you're gonna find a land, right? One basic. One basic. Opponent. Mana Confluence. Another Strict Proctor. I am a little worried about Lotus Field dropping. I guess we can just Extinction Event. Is that better than who plays one basic in 2023? Let's go even. Play it into the Bugbear. Pass the turn. Had to take a turn off of blowing up lands, unfortunately. Opponent. Wow, impulsing to try to find a land. I will say, like, there are some greedy players. Wow, Lotus Field sacks them. All right, well, you have a Lotus Field. We will have a Chandra. That is a land that we can't blow up, unfortunately. I'll pass the turn. Opponent. Oh, no. Wow. After all this, I think we're going to lose. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, who's learning the lesson now? Apparently us. Oh, that is so unfortunate. We just can't target those. I guess we just double escape to the wilds, but I don't know how this... I don't know how this saves us, because we just can't target. We can't target those... Yeah, that's the worst. We just don't really have anything that does anything. We don't even have any discard. We have like literally nothing. Well, take up Chandra.
Come on, Chandra. Think on your feet.
Play a land. Play a land. Play a land. Cleansing Wildfire. A land. After sideboarding, we should have some more options. Hey Seth, little late to the stream. What did I miss? We've been blowing up a lot of lands, but now we're gonna lose to silly. That is infuriating. That is infuriating. All right, well, do we even have anything in our deck that... Nothing in our deck matters. How do we even win a game in theory from this position? Chandra? It's literally just Chandra? We drew a lot of cards with an escape to the wilds. But none of our cards do anything, which is problematic. Well, all right, let's have even more cards in hand. Let's just mill ourselves out. We literally cannot win this game, so we will just go out on our own terms. So, yeah, draw 10, play a land. Is it even possible that we win with these Chandras? So we take up Chandra. We get Zirda. We play Zirda. We play a Swamp. Assassin's Trophy, the Wolf, Willowhaven. Ha. Ha! Opponent with 3 Lotus Fields. Yeah, unfortunately, Chandra targets 2 targets, so we can't hit their face twice. Opponent plays a Chandra.
No more watching. It's time to do something.
And it's our Zirda and our Chandra. I mean, we have Alpine Moon in the sideboard. Well, yeah, but it can't go face twice, right? Like, we can hit our opponent for like 6 or something, but so here we can go Chandra. -6. Hit you, hit your Chandra.
No. This isn't happening.
And then we can play a Chandra.
You have no idea who you're messing with.
Oh, I wish we could interact somehow. We have one more Chandra somewhere, right? We have one more Chandra. We have 10 cards in our deck, so we need to... All right, we got to think about this. We got to think. So we can Cleansing Wildfire. Actually, all right, play Field of Ruin. Play Zeatora's Proving... don't play Zeatora's Proving Grounds. We need to win in 2 turns for sure if we're going to have any shot here. So we need to escape to the wilds into another Chandra. Okay. Cleansing Wildfire. So we need a Cleansing Wildfire. Just to be our first spell. Because we can't double this escape to the wilds. Or we're going to lose. So take up Chandra for mana. Red, green.
We can do this together.
Escape to the wilds. Oh, no Chandra. That's awkward. Well, Sunken Citadel on red. Go. Opponent. Triple Lotus Field. Cycles Vizier. Untaps. Opponent. Oh, we need that last Chandra. 1, 2, 3. I mean, if we live here, I think we can win. I think we can actually win this game somehow. Oh, I didn't hear the splash. Hey, let me look it up. My apologies. I totally missed
We have to win this fight.
Let me see. From Superwell, Bible Thump, I have a Phyrexian Flight Club deck I'd love to play, but unfortunately never wins against 5-color Snorefest. I get email your list after I get home from work for suggestions. Yeah, send me your list, Superwell. I'd love to take a look at it. Hey Seth, I want to show you my lands deck. I got it got its board completely wiped in the late game and completely recovered. I think you'll really appreciate the mana base. So let me see. Wait, do we get a turn? Did our opponent pass? Wait, why do we have 2 cards in our deck? We should have one more Chandra, right? Am I doing something wrong? So we can, okay, tap and tap and tap. Cleansing Wildfire.
Let's give it our all.
Cleansing Wildfire. Draw our last 2 cards. One should be a Chandra. Okay, Chandra. And whatever. Chandra. Negative. We're gonna win this. Triple Lotus Field, and we're still gonna win. Shoot him, shoot him. Chandra number 3. Shoot him. 5 to the face. Chandra burn. Chandra burn for the win. Oh my goodness. The least likely win possible. Wow. I did not think we had any chance in that one. I did not think we had any chance at all. So some creature lands, motherfucker. Who I appreciate. It's a very restless mana base. 43 lands is a good number. I appreciate the dedication to the creature land plan. You definitely have all the creature lands. Have you got to play with it yet? I'm curious. It's so much mana to fire them up. Can you make enough mana to be firing up like 2 or 3 creature lands a turn? If so, that's like a cool challenge for winning a commander game. All right, we got a sideboard. So Go Blank, really good. Thoughtseize, really good. Thought Distortion, really good. Alpine Moon, really, really, really good. Bad is Fatal Push. Boy, we got a sideboard out a lot. Power Word Kill, Brotherhood End, Extinction Event. So I guess we go Chariot Glissa. We basically just got to stop the Lotus Field. Although we didn't stop the Lotus Field last time when we still won somehow. Yeah, I guess we could have cleansed the Mana Confluence. I was mostly focused on just winning there, but I guess getting rid of the 1 mana would have been... Well, we got the Alpine Moon. That is the most important thing. We got the Alpine Moon. Opponents doing some mulliganing. Oh, if they play... Oh, they might get wrecked. The worst and the best for us. Oh, what is our record, Stone Rain? Do you remember? I want to say we're 4-3. I guess I can probably untap it and see. Well, Zeotor's Proving Grounds. Yo. Oh, there's the Thesmian stage. And Strict Proctor. I wonder if we should have left in... a removal for Strict Proctor. We did kind of cut that. Cleansing Wildfire. Opponent gets their 1 basic. Do you have Lotus Field? They do. Opponent hits us. Well, we will play Demolition Field. Blow up the Spara's headquarters. Strip mine. Strip mine achieved. We'll grab a mountain. Post-combat main phase. Alpine Moon. On Lotus Field. All right, we're doing what we can past the turn. Opponent. Thespian stage. Gets and hits us. Down to 18. Well, we will play Sunken Citadel. On, oh, we're so close. On black? We have one green, one black. Actually, let's go green. Let's go green. Do we do anything differently here? This is a really tricky turn. Yeah, Alpine Moon's so helpful here. So our record is officially... Oh, one was the game I played before the stream, I think. Didn't we play more games than that? Are we really 3-3? I'm very worried about getting blown out, but I don't know what else we can do. Yeah, I mean, we're going to go for it. Rampage. Oh! Alright. So, every time we try to do that, it goes wrong. I guess we just cannot target Lotus Field, period. We just have to assume that our opponent's gonna have an answer, because every time they have, opponent makes 3 mana. I mean, thankfully they only have 3 cards in hand. And if they try to do their Thespian stage thing, we can still play the Alpine Moon. Okay. Cycles Vizier, +1 mana. Thespian stages, okay. Gets and hits us. Well. Opponarino. I would like to go blank. Okay, so we can Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize or go blank? Thoughtseize, we don't have the mana for Thoughtseize into go blank. We can only cast 1 black spell. Yeah, I think we got a Thoughtseize. Pour over pages, Sylvan Scrying, Boseiju. Well, okay. Well, we'll definitely take the pour over pages. And then we will rampage ourselves. We can't really play the Alpine Moon because we know they have the Boseiju, so we got to wait another turn. Opponent lets it go. We'll get a swamp. And a mountain. All right. Well, this is your turn, opponent. If you can kill us, kill us. This is your chance. Opponent hits us. Down to 14 passes. Well, we will go blank you. It still doesn't get rid of the Boseiju. They can hold on to it if they want to. Yeah, so they hold on to the Boseiju. We'll play Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Pass the turn. I mean, opponent's only got a single... You know what? Should we play this? You know what? We're going to play it. They're going to blow it up, but I think we play it. I mean, opponent has 0 cards in hand, right? They're going to need some really, really impressive running. with 0 cards in hand, and we still have more answers in our deck. Opponent. Come on, hold. Hope Tender, sure. Well, we'll play a Chandra.
Ever see a volcano erupt in
Kill them both.
You're about to. Glad I could help with your not
Wait.
being on fire problem.
What in the... Oh! Well, okay, I guess that was still what we want. Yeah, that was... that was a... Okay, this is the other Chandra. Yeah, okay, that was technically a putt. I thought this was the Chandra that we have in our main deck, yeah. Oops. Oopsie. Well, let's... Assassin's Trophy. Actually, how do we do this? Yeah, that was definitely a punt. Wrong Chandra. The wrong Chandra punt. So we can blow up the land. So blow up the island. Step 1. Go to post-combat main phase. Wow, more Besiegeing. Sure. Well, this actually makes our choice kind of easy. I was thinking we needed to go blank, but instead I think we just play Azeka's Chariot. Although the Strict Proctor is going to keep it from going off yet. Found it down to 19. Goes to combat, hits the Chandra.
You want to fight?
Plays a land. Well, we will. Cleansing Wildfire the land. Come on, Alpine Moon. Come on, Alpine Moon. Alpine Moon number 2 would be so sweet. Sunken Citadel. 1, 2. So we need to emblem with Chandra. Play the Sunken Citadel on black. Rampage. Thin the deck. Try to find the Alpine Moon. Swamp. Forest. Alright. I mean, can they win with 1 card in hand? They do have 2 Lotus Fields. It seems like it should be tough, though, right? It should be tough about it. Impulse, okay. 4 cards deep. They get to go 4 cards deep. What do they find? This deck's actually been way sweeter than I would have expected. Oh, chat, this is the other thing we didn't talk about.
Reaching my goal.
Yeah, we want to Azeka's, but we want to wait until we can pay the Proctor cost. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we go blank our opponent. Get rid of the card in their hand. Oh, Dream Trawler. We Azeka's Chariot. We keep the old one, but we pay the 2. Azeka's Chariot, beat down. Copy the cat. Hit you to 13. Emblem ya.
Let's get toasted.
Yeah, the Proctor doesn't really matter that much anymore. They already have 2 Lotus Fields down. That's really all the Proctor does is work with Lotus Field. If they draw a 3rd Lotus Field, sure. Well, Pour Over Pages is literally our opponent's best possible draw there. Is it enough? They discard a land. Oh my goodness. Into another Pour Over Pages. Their best possible draw there. Discards a Mana Dork. Oh no. Are they actually just going to chain this together? Oh no. Oh no. Ooh, viewer submitted Timeless Stream. That sounds sweet, Paladin. Yeah, maybe we'll have to do that at some point. No, they can't actually go all the way from here, right? There's no way. 2 lands, they are Lotus Fields, 0 cards in hand, combo kill? That would be wild. I mean, Port for Pages is so good in their deck because it's kind of free-ish, right? I mean, they know they pretty much have to win. They might literally have to win this turn. Vizier cycles, untaps, makes a mana. Come on. No way. No way. The lands is probably one of the biggest issues on Arena, honestly. The game would be so much better for players. Wow. If lands were always uncommon. Wow, they go for Sunfall. Okay. What a strange choice. I mean, that keeps our opponent alive, right? Ish. So we Emblem. I mean, it keeps our opponent alive temporarily.
Too hot for ya.
And then I guess we just blow up the land. Thought Distortion. Another Lotus Field. Okay, they're probably not going to play that. All right. 4 Chandra Emblems. Burn you down to 6. Opponent. Cyclespar Headquarters. Come on, Lotus Field 4. Lotus Field number 4. Turns on the Incubator. That's fine. Hit Chandra. Sure.
You wanna fight?
Can we crew the Chariot? No. But we can blow up the 4/4. What a weird way for this to win. When will my power be turned off? No, my power's not being turned off. There's a storm going on, and there's like supposed to be 50 or 60 mile an hour winds. Opponent goes to 1. So I got a call earlier today from my electric company saying, be prepared because we're expecting the power to go out at your house today. And opponent, Lotus Field and done. I'm obviously fingers crossed. Yeah, this Chandra, we had a couple Chandra punts with that one, but this one cannot hit face. This one is Emblem, -3, 3 damage each on an elemental, or X damage to a creature or planeswalker. So you can't go face with that one. No, yeah, no. It's so I'm hoping it doesn't go off, but if it's as bad as they're saying, it seems like there's a decent chance. Let's do one more. Let's do one more land destruction game. This went pretty well. So I figured it would be better to stream early and try to get the stream in before the worst part of it's supposed to be like starting in like an hour or something, like later in the afternoon. It was like earlier when we started the stream, it was like 30 mile an hour winds, but it's supposed to just increase through the afternoon until it gets up to like 60 mile an hour winds. And the concern is like power lines blowing down, trees blowing down. It's supposed to also be like icy, so ice can like make the telephone wires, whatever, heavy or something. So I don't know, there's all that kind of stuff. But all that to say, I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna make it through the entire stream. Yeah, normally it's been so weird. I think the upstate New York is like maybe the winner from global warming somehow. So different. When I was a kid, there was just like always snow on the ground all winter, like nonstop. Like that was, and I've talked to people who are even older than me, and they thought it was even more extreme like that. But I'm used to like in the winter here, it's normally like one of the snowiest places in the country, like hundreds of inches of snow a year on average. And now like this weekend was the first time I think that we had meaningful snow this entire winter, which is it's just so different, so wild compared to what it usually is. But I think obviously not a win overall, because I think we all lose with global warming. But as far as actually where the climate where I currently live, I think it's actually somehow benefited in the winter, at least from the winters not being as cold and snowy. How far from Buffalo? A couple hours from Buffalo ish. Yeah, I imagine it's kind of the same. Like, upstate New York and, like, eastern Canada, actually pretty similar. But yeah, it's definitely been different. Well, Demolition Field. How many basics are you playing? You know what? Let's do... Well, let's wait. There's some world where we need this black mana for Fatal Push, maybe. Opponent. Boom. Crush a Giant. Sure. Opponent. Isn't global warming a recorded cyclical thing that is shown? The ozone is healing, etc. Am I misinformed? Honestly, opponent gets in, hits us. Honestly, I'm not enough of a scientist to know the details, but I do know it's been warmer here than it has been in my lifetime in the winter. So as far as the ozone layer or anything, I just honestly have no idea. If it was a magic card, I might be able to tell you, but biology and ozone, not actually my expertise by any stretch. Let's get a... Do we need a forest or a mountain? We're gonna need both. Let's take a mountain for now. So get a mountain. Opponent has a basic, unfortunately. Elvish miss land. Okay, we draw land. Huh. Can we afford to take our beats? This is probably what, an Azeka's Chariot deck. So we could just Extinction Event, leave him with a token. We can also Field of Ruin. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna definitely Extinction Event. Extinction Event on odds. Yo. When I was a kid, we used to have a lot of snow in winter, but now it snows a few days and there's no snow. Maybe something to do with me moving south. That would also play into it, right? If you have moved from the north to the south, you're probably getting a bit less snow. Let's put this on green. How do we not die to Azeka's Chariot? How do we not die to Azeka's Chariot? I've been playing a super budget Rakdos Burn deck best one timeless with decent success. Ooh, let me see. We just played Burn on the YouTube yesterday for Budget Magic. Am I a Sabres fan? I'm not really a hockey fan. Like hockey's the sport that I follow. Yeah, I guess we just gotta pass. Hockey's the sport that I follow the least, so I keep track of it in very loosely just to see how they're doing, but I don't really actually follow hockey. But I guess out of all the hockey teams, if I'm rooting for someone, I guess it would be the Sabres. They're pretty bad though, right? From what I've seen, I think they're pretty bad. So if opponent crews, which they do, so we can 1, 2, Field of Ruin, blow up a Stomping Grounds. We have another Extinction Event too. Alright, opponent floats a mana. Black, red. Yeah, let's take red. Oh, another basic. So opponent has at least 2 basics. Go for the Chariot with the Fatal Push. Opponent hits us down to 10. Scavenging Ooze. Well, I mean, we got to do this, right? Evens? So Extinction Event, 2 of them turns into a real Wrath. Oh no! They actually have a land award to turn on the Questing Beast? That's unfortunate. Down to 5. We draw Forest. Well, Escape. Save us, Escape. Escape did not save us. Oh, we came so close to stabilizing. Hey, Seth, you ever try fighting games? I'm playing a tournament this Saturday for Street Fighter 6. Oh, I played Street Fighter a long time ago. I've never played fighting games competitively. I've never been, I don't think I've been fast enough. I think that's the biggest issue. To actually be like really good at fighting games, you gotta have the super fast finger speed, click speed, or whatever. What sport do I follow the most? I probably follow basketball the most. In part because I like basketball, and in part because my little bro's kind of like killing it this year. My little bro's playing D1. So I'm actually they're like, I think they're 18th this week, but my little brother's team, they were up to 12th in the country this year. He's a senior this year, so he's transferred a couple times and been here and there, but he's never actually been on a good team. This is the first time that they've actually been good. So I already like basketball and follow it, but I follow it even more now because he's playing and their team was actually kind of crushing it this year. So I might actually try to go. We'll see if they actually do well enough to make the March Madness tournament. I'll probably try to like take a couple days off and go to at least the first round of the March Madness stuff to watch him play. How do we fight this deck? I almost feel like we're already set up for this matchup. Maybe we can like trim. Do we even want a Zekus Chariot? Does Chandra matter? All right, let's just run it back. Seth, what do you think of Wrath's? Wait, we didn't even change. Oh, wait. Okay. We added Glissa, that's right. So we did change something. Rampage actually seems good because it can blow up Chariot. Let's try something like that. Seth, what do you think of Wrath in a general sense? For example, I feel a little down when I have to rely on them so heavily for a janky win. Think of Shrines. Are you really winning with the board wipes? Since that's what actually broke the opponent's back, at that point, you can win with anything. Teferi Gates combo anything, but the wipes did the heavy lifting. I don't really like them for that reason. Jonathan's no, I'll let you in on a cheat code. If you go back and watch some Modern Against the Odds episodes from a few years ago, there's a lot of Blood Moons in there. Are we winning with Blood Moon rather than whatever the Against the Odds card of the week was? If you really think about it, probably. Like, would we pull off the super janky 10 card combo kill if it wasn't for Blood Moon slowing the opponent down? No, most likely not. But we would never pull off the super janky 10 card combo kill if it wasn't for the fact that we managed to slow our opponent down with the Blood Moon. So I feel like it's similar for me with Wrath. Like, yes, I think technically you're right. If you really thought through, okay, what card is it that actually pulled me ahead in this game and put me in the position to win, it's probably the Wrath and not your Shrines or whatever your janky theme is. At the same time, I think it's just a necessary evil. So I think you're correct, but I think it's unavoidable, and it's worth the cost because you get to see the cool thing because of the Wrath. Do I play basketball? Not much anymore. I mean, I like basketball, but I haven't played. I used to play basketball a lot, but I haven't really played much recently. Let's just. We might need to cycle this proving grounds at some point. Let's play Demolition Field. Start doing what we're supposed to be doing. I don't like how far behind we're falling on these mana dorks. Well, let's pass the turn. We're gonna need a Wrath. We're gonna need a sweeper. Abundance. Sky Sovereign. Yeah, that's not ideal. Yep. Well, let's blow up a Mutavault. Grab a... Well, we need another red source in case we draw Brothers Hidden, I guess. Grab a Mountain and Sweeper. Fatal Push. I mean, Fatal Push is better than nothing. Hell, Hive of the Eye Tyrant, go. We do have Escape, too. Maybe we can blow up the Sky Sovereign, escape into a sweeper, opponent, Mutavault. Azeka's Chariot. Opponent's got no chill. And Cruise. I mean, we gotta kill this. We can't take 6. That's way too much damage. What's on your Timeless Anthology wish list? Oh, the thing I love about Timeless is how high the power level is. So I want to see them. I want to see them fully embrace it. I want to see them fully. Oh, all right. That's not what we were looking for exactly. But we can't die this turn, right? 1, 2, 3. So I want to see like. Maybe, what about Power 9? How bad of an idea is it to add Power 9 to Timeless? Is that might just be too much. Maybe Power 9 is too much, but I want to see some of the most, like, busted iconic cards of the all-time. Force of Will. Force of Will, exactly what I want to see in Timeless. Also modern, I think. But, like, Force of Will, exactly. Hey, what's up, McGeary? How are you? Tabernacle? What about Tabernacle? What about shops? Mishra's Workshop? Can we go full on vintage? Honestly, I think what I would aim for is Legacy. I think I always have so much fun when I play Legacy that I think if I was designing the format, I think I would be aiming for Legacy rather than vintage. So I think that it kind of actually goes back quite a bit to what we were talking about with the cards that I wanted in modern. It would be a lot of the same kind of stuff, like Force of Wills, Wastelands, Hydroblast, Pyroblast, maybe Phyrexian Dreadnoughts. Like, I think I would model it after that. And I would also say, and if WotC is listening to this, another one's like the new, like, Lord of the Rings style stuff, like 4 Irolingus is maybe the best finisher in Legacy right now. Oh, does this do anything? We're at 6. Oh, this is wild. Wait, can we actually do this? 1, 2, 3. So we can Extinction Event. We can't quite deal with literally everything. We can deal with almost everything, but not quite everything. So if we play the red source, we Brotherhood End. 3 damage. And then Rampage. Oh my. Dude, we get auto-tapped? We got auto-tapped. Oh, auto-tapper. Come on. Arena! The auto-tapper is so bad. Oh my god. Why leave up 3 black sources? It tap our only green and red sources for no reason. I'm more worried about the Chariot at the moment. We can't play another land, right? Okay, well, pass the turn. So I think what we have to do is, the beast can't attack unless our opponent has a 1-power creature. So I think we pass. We leave up the Assassin's Trophy for the Chariot, if necessary. The beast can't attack us unless our opponent plays a 1/1. If our opponent fires up the Mutavault... Okay, so there's the 1/1. So opponent's going to fire up the Mutavault. We will Fatal Push the 1/1. And then our opponent has to crew now if they want to crew. Yeah, we really wanted that Rampage in our graveyard, though, rather than Exile Forever. It's like such a much better answer. It doesn't give our opponent a land. It has flashback. So losing that forever it hurts. So here's the crewing. So now we Assassin's Trophy the Chariot. Take 2. Oh, no lands left. Okay, 2 lands. So we ran them out of lands. Not that that matters at the moment opponent hits us. Down to 4. Oh, we do need to deal with this Mutavault. If we're a land destruction deck and we die to Mutavault, I'm going to be very disappointed in ourselves. That would be brutal. I mean, what do you want to see come to Timeless the most? The worst is there is a video me and Phil made like a year ago. There's a video where Auto Tapper, it was channeling. I cast channel, and it literally paid my life down to 0 and killed me casting spells with channel when I had mana available. It wasn't like I punted in the sense that I cast something that was too expensive and used all my life. I literally had mana available, and rather than tapping a mana dork, it just put my life total to 0. The most arena thing I've literally ever seen. Can we have like one legacy video a month? Not much, but enough to check in the format from time to time. I don't know if I can promise every month, but I will say I would like to do more legacy. I like legacy, and I think we should play it. We should play it more. So I think that's pretty realistic. All right, let's play Field of Ruin. So I will do what I can to get more legacy going. Field of Ruin, blow up the Mutavault. I think this game comes down to whether our opponent has a way to turn on this Lovestruck Beast next turn. I think that's essentially going to be the game. Cleansing Wildfire. They need a 1/1. If they have a 1/1 so they can attack with Questing Beast, we're going to die. If not, we can blow up a lot of lands next turn. Oh, and there's a Chandra too. All right. Well, this is it. No 1/1. No 1/1. 2/2. We can take a 2/2. We can take a 5/5. Bone Crushes. Okay, they don't have it in hand. Come on, not a Llanowar Elves. Anything but a Llanowar Elves. Or Elvish Mystic. Opponent. Okay, goes with Unlicensed Terrace, which I guess is annoying. That is kind of annoying. Well, okay. Cleansing Wildfire. Blow up a land, draw a card. Okay, Assassin's Trophy's big. Assassin's Trophy's big. That's really big. That's really, really big. Okay. Can we do this without dying? So Extinction Event. So if we play Demolition Field. No, we need to get rid of the red mana. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So blow up the red source. Cut our opponent off a red mana altogether. Get it out of there. Draw a card. Play Demolition Field. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're not going to trust the auto tapper here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extinction Event. Actually, do we even need the Extinction Event? Yeah, I think we do. Extinction Event. On odds. To get rid of the Lovestruck Beast. And then we can blow up the Unlicensed Hearst. And then we can play the Chandra. And we might actually be getting there. Oh, the auto tapper. The auto tapper works really well for like most common situations. Like just the basic turn by turn stuff. I use Auto Tapper all the time. When you get to weirder, complex situations, it is worth being aware of, though, because I think that everyone just remembers their Auto Tapper story. I think that's part of it, too. Like, when you lose to Auto Tapper, it's so brutal that the story sticks in your mind. It sticks in your head. Gumball, welcome to the fishbowl. An opponent scoops it up. The comeback is on. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, we found a way through that one. I mean, I guess we just run it back. Let's do that one more time. Sure, no Zerta, that's fine. Ones I remember is an Auto Tapper would leave with my snow lands instead of multicolor lands. Yeah, that also, it must be something to do with, like, the prioritizing, because there's certain, like, colorless lands that Auto Tapper never wants to tap. It just always wants to leave up these certain colorless lands. So once you get used to it, you can usually know, but then every once in a while, like there, it just, like, tapped really oddly, and if you get used to not paying attention to it, it'll tap really oddly at the least fortunate time, and you just get wrecked. Yeah, Blast Zone, it always wants to leave Blast Zone up. I remember that from... Did our opponent just say nice because we had a Fatal Push? Like, is Fatal Push nice worthy? Thankfully, you can forecast when Auto Tapper. Yeah, if you look at it ahead of time, you can, like, hover the card and it'll show you. So really, I think it's still my fault, or whatever. Like, when it comes down to it, I could pay more attention to it and don't. So it's, I think, actually my fault when one of those things happen. Well, 1, 2. Blow up the Mutavault. Oh, I really need red mana, but I also really need black mana. I mean, I think we got to kill the Stormseeker, right? We can't have them hasting in this questing bee, or Lovestruck bees. That would be bad. I'll grab a swamp. Fatal Push the Stormseeker. Land! We need a land! We need a land! Who are we raiding after this? I don't know. Who should we raid, Tuka? You got suggestions on who would... Oh, another one? On who would be a good one to raid today? Alright, untap land. Not even close. Oh no. I can see now why this deck is playing 27 lands, because when we miss our land drops, it goes really poorly. As we're seeing here. I actually think we just die because of this, right? Yeah, opponent gets a land. I guess we get red, but even that doesn't do much, yeah. Because now they can haste in this Lovestruck bees. 5, 6, 7, or just play more Stormseekers. 10, 11. Yeah. Land? It's a swamp. Boo. I gotta say, I expected this deck to, like, not function at all. And it actually functioned pretty well. So we saw the full experience. This is a deck that has really good matchups, and it's also a deck that has really bad matchups. There's when you sit down and you see what your opponent's playing, and you see them on, like, the mono blue spirits or whatever, a deck that has, like, 12 or more basics in it, you're just like, there's no way. There's no way I'm actually going to be able to win this game. Same with, like, mono red, although we did win mono red, beat mono red. But overall, I was actually shocked that a huge percentage of players are playing 2 basics, and some are playing 1 basic. So we were actually in strip mine mode really early in the game, and we had, I think, overall a 50-50 win rate. I think we went 4-4 with the deck, and we came very close to getting some flawless victory. I think, honestly, we probably technically had some flawless victories if our opponents hadn't have scooped. So the deck's actually really funny, and one of the things I like about this deck is if you look at the mana, like, look at this mana base, there's, like, so many basics in Demolition Fields and Fields of Ruin. What is the actual cost of this deck? I feel like this is not really not quite budget, but I feel like it can't be that far off from budget. Yeah, it's $190. So, and that's including like a couple of Thoughtseize in the sideboard are expensive. The Chariots are expensive. Apparently Demolition Field is kind of expensive. But yeah, so it's not quite budget, but it's almost a budget deck. So all around, pretty impressed with just how well this land destruction plan worked. Like I said, I was expecting it to work like almost not at all, and instead it actually worked like relatively consistently and led to some really cool games. So yeah, the whole wild card problem, of course, that is the traditional Magic Arena problem. But on that note, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. It looks like my power's still on, so we made it. We made it before the power went off, which was the goal for today. Next week on Tuesday, reminder, early stream, because at noon Eastern, we kick off Murder Spoilers, Karlov Manor, starting at noon on Tuesday. So I'll stream early. We can watch that together, do all that stuff. So reminders on the way out the door. Replay YouTube. That's where you can find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Paul. Good luck with the podcast stuff. Did you ever send the podcast link? I'd still love to check it out sometime. So yeah, for all the old stream, check out the replay YouTube. Normal YouTube, Tomorrow's Against Odds is gonna be pretty good. Cat Cam fan, good to see ya. And one more reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom, and if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish. Oh, Pure MTGO. Your name seems so familiar. I used to read Pure MTGO when I first started motoing like 10, 15 years ago, all the time. That makes so much sense. Okay, I thought your name was familiar, but I couldn't place it, so that makes so much sense. But anyway, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. So, like I said, we will be back next Tuesday to have even more fun, check out some spoilers, do all kinds of cool stuff. Until then, have an amazing day. Have a great week. I love you all, and I'll see you on Tuesday to have some more fun. So until then, everyone, be good, and I will talk to you soon.